All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of SCSRA Live. Today we are joined by none other than Josh Hall, Eddie Morris, as normal. Today we are joined by hang on, figuring things out. New look today. Tell me what you think. Josh, fix your camera, bud. New look today. Tell us what you think in the comments. Yes, no, maybe so. Dislike, like, all the fun things. I'm going to preface this episode with get your snacks and your coffee ready. New Hampshire was not great to us. And if we recall, the last track that was not good to us ended up just being a 30-minute rant session from Eddie.
Yeah.
Which we love you, bud. I'm just saying.
Obviously, it didn't work, though.
No.
I'm not even going to waste my fucking breath with it.
Fantastic.
Spoiler alert.
It's pretty good to me, but I can't really say much, so.
Yeah, I mean, I had a decent race. Tuesday, I think, top 5, but
Tuesday was good.
yeah.
Tuesday,
Wednesday,
we did have a couple cautions,
Yes.
3 or 4. But next gen did not go great. Shows that, once again, the lack of practice bit everybody in the butt. But besides that, let's talk to Josh for a minute. Josh, tell us about yourself. What do you do inside and outside of the league? I know you're not just a racer. He's one of our broadcasters on Intensity Broadcasting. Or the broadcaster for Intensity. Yeah.
Pretty much right now, yeah, with Atlee doing all his real world racing right now, so. Yeah, I've been on iRacing since it started. No, I started iRacing in 2010.
he was racing with Jesus.
I was racing with Jesus, my God. He took the wheel a couple times. But no, that's where I met Joe, right? Me and him used to run super speedway leagues all the time out together. Met a real good core group of guys. And yeah, I've been pretty much nonstop iRacing since then. 2020, when the pandemic hit, Joe was like, hey, where the F&D races are going to be broadcast now over on this Intensity Broadcasting thing. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Joe's like, yeah, I'm going to be doing some races with them too. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, you should announce to me. I'm like, no, I think I'm good. And then he's dragged me into one race. He's like, no, you should come race, or announce, just try out. And that was my tryout and my interview and hiring all in one. So I've been basically since Intensity started, I do all the graphic stuff for them as well. The intro video, which I have to redo because we're getting copyright strikes on that because Adobe's great. And yeah, outside of that, I've got a 4-year-old girl who also has the racing bug. She loves watching racing with me. She's I broke the news to her that we're not going to be going to Lime Rock this year because Lime Rock canceled the GP, the Grand Prix up there this year. So probably going to bring her a couple races at Stafford, things like that. I'm from New England, so my home track is New Hampshire. That's why I enjoyed the race. I actually did enjoy the race on Wednesday. Maybe not all the caution laps, but having a good finish. And
We'll get into that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. My beautiful wife, we've been married since 2017. She lets me do this. At first, she used to hate me iRacing. And then, not to air people's dirty laundry, but her best friend's husband started cheating on her best friend and going to clubs and stuff like that. And my wife's like, oh, you racing? You're going to stay home and race? Great. You can stay home and race.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know. You're racing tonight? Do you have a race tonight? Go race. So that's kind of how that always happened. And yeah, outside of that, I work for K Jewelers, work on the online team. If Eddie always sends me questions about a watch, so that's always fun.
I was hoping we'd discuss that tonight.
I figured you were gonna. I figured I'd bring it up before you had a chance to.
I found the picture of the one. I'm going to have Hartney post it here in a minute for everybody to see.
Yeah, other than that, a huge race fan. Doesn't matter if it's loud and fast, no matter what it is. If it's airplanes, race cars, whatever, I'm into it. So that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Nice. Okay, so I hear about this watch all the goddamn time. Please explain the backstory, where the watch came from.
The backstory on this. All right. So I happen to tell Eddie. Eddie asked me if we ever get any sickos in our chats at work because we work on a little chat program
all the time, dude. I used to do it at AT&T and Time Warner.
Yep, you know.
Yep.
Well, when we started allowing videos or pictures to come across, we had this one guy, I'm just gonna call him Mike, who I would be like, "Yeah, I'm looking for a watch, but I don't know what size I need. If I send you a picture of my wrist, do you think you could tell us what it is?" And
Oh, Jesus Christ.
we work with 90% women, and the women be like, "Yeah, sure, send me a picture. We might be able to figure it out." And it wasn't his wrist.
Wonderful.
Of course, he'd be like, "Hey, what do you think? About 6 inches, 6.5?"
People
And
are fucking disgusting, dude.
it is, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we get some every. Well, you like you said, you worked for AT&T. You know how
Yeah.
it was. We get the crazies there, and you know, the lonely people, the people who need some mental health issues. Trying to be politically
Mhm.
correct here. I know this
Well, you don't-
podcast is not politically correct,
No,
but
not at all. We
Yeah.
definitely check the not made for children box.
because I represent that company, I'm going to be as politically correct talking about it as I can.
I probably
We
wouldn't have said
won't
the
name
name
said
if I was
company.
you.
What's
Yeah,
that?
we won't say said name.
I
Probably
already
for the
did.
best.
So
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's not good, buddy.
it's all good. No, that's yeah.
Hey, you don't have to be lonely at Josh's workplace chat only. Go check him out and
Yeah,
buy
there's this
some
one
fancy
guy
stuff.
when I worked at AT&T, my wife got the call and he was like in the notes is just persistent. He's hitting on women, says inappropriate things to them. And so, I have a pretty deep voice. So he called in and I was a floor support at the time. And she's like, "Can you just talk to this guy? Because he's making me super uncomfortable." I was like, "Yeah, sure." So got on the phone, immediately hung up. So went and pulled his account, looked through his notes and everything and brought it straight to the director. And I was like, "Hey, we need to do something about this guy." I don't think he remained a customer for much more than an hour. The director called him and he no longer had service with AT&T.
Yeah, we have another guy that messaged in quite a bit, and he we just call him the doghouse guy because he's got this. He just like copies and pastes the same thing every time, and he says, "Listen, I'm in the doghouse. I've got a $30,000 credit limit. For punishment, I want you to max out my credit card and gifts."
Jesus
And
Christ.
every time, yeah, and it's complete BS. We know it is every time he comes in,
Do
but
you have to
I don't
send
know.
it to a Saudi prince at an undisclosed location?
It just sounds like he's got a degrading fetish. I don't know. And then oh yeah, we've got a couple of them that come in. We've got the foot lady always comes in talking about toe rings, and then she gets on tangents about feet. Yeah.
I mean, different strokes for different folks, you know.
Oh, for sure, for sure. There's another one
just-
I was just thinking of that. Oh man, there's another one. Oh, we had one guy come in and he was hitting on one of the ladies. And I jumped in because it's a chat. So I jumped in and said, "Hi, my name's Josh. I'm a lead, blah, 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 blah." He goes, "Ooh, Josh, you're joining in too. I like where this is going."
Oh, God.
Immediately blocked. Like,
So tonight we are joined by Kevin, Cheesy B, Sharn in the chat. Josh is usually our top commenter, but he's now on the show, so he won't be commenting today.
maybe I will be.
Sharn,
I got
maybe
it open.
Sharn says hello with the wavy.
Sharn.
Hi, Sharn. Cheesy B says didn't get to watch the races this week. Interested to see what happens. I can't guarantee we're going to go over them because if we do, we're going to bring back PTSD for Eddie. Cheesy B says
And I don't know if we have enough time to go over what was the finals count on the cautions?
Hang on, let me
19
pull it
for
up.
78 laps or
Let me
something
pull it up.
stupid. Like, man, we would be here forever in 2 days. I'm not wasting my breath on it. Super disappointed. I was expecting some cautions, honestly. But 19, definitely not. So I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna
I'm gonna pull up
it'll be another one.
Junior's favorite phrase, and I'm sorry to say this one, but situation awareness was just at an all-time low last night.
mm-hmm.
Let the evil flow through you, Josh. I love it. Let's go.
I mean,
Let's go.
listen, you've heard me go on. When we in the other league that we shall not name, when there used to be a podcast which we shall not name, there was a radioactive
podcast?
segment. Remember, there was a certain show.
Oh yeah. That had like 3 viewers. Yeah. that one.
Yeah. But they did a radioactive segment one time, and yeah, me and Kyle Mays made that one.
Nice.
Wookie Cock says 19. I don't know who Wookie Cock is, but Cock.
Know who? What? You
It's
don't know
someone
who it
on
was?
Twitch. Wookie Cock.
Wookie
So-
Cock.
What's that
Caulk.
person on Twitch?
Caulk. Yeah. Person on
Oh.
Twitch.
That should adhere.
Cheesy B said, I
mean-
think we just topped Junior's Upper Decker story with the watch thing. Probably. I've kind of gotten
Josh
over.
and them baby upper deckers. He ain't mentioned yet.
I've kind of gotten over the fact that this is supposed to be like we're trying to make a good show, and we're just gonna go with wherever the fuck it goes.
Okay, so we can talk about upper deckers now. I
If
love
you'd
it.
like to, Eddie, you're more than welcome to. But 19
Wow,
cautions, 70,
Junior Part 2.
19 cautions, 75 caution laps.
Yeah, I had 19 for 78. I was close. So.
Yeah.
Still ridiculous either way you look at it.
Kevin Graham says, "I'll help. I'm bored eating cookies. Come on in, bud.
Cookies!
We need more potato."
Love you too, Cheesy B.
What
Wait,
potato?
man, I gotta catch up here.
Yeah, Tony Starch.
Tony Starch, bro.
Oh,
What
yeah.
potato? Act like you don't know.
You came up with the name, bud.
I was gonna say I got the name on that.
Yeah. I am Tony's owner. Who's Tony? What? I'm confused.
That must be
Or was
Guy.
that one guy?
Oh,
That
whatever.
must be
The
Guy.
one and only.
Oh, got it. Wookie. Okay, I'm
The Spud
picking it up now.
Muffin.
got it.
Love you too, Cheesy B.
Excuse me.
Kevin says no one owns Tony. Tony is his own man. He's just animated by
Oh.
a person. Okay,
I'm
so
pretty excited to get to the championship race. I heard old Tony Starch was sponsoring that one.
yeah,
So
at the we'll definitely have to get an image of him when he's broadcasting.
we got to get Tony Starch on the show.
We'll have to talk
maybe
to his owner,
one day.
Wookie Cock, and see if he's
Well, I mean-
available for a show.
Yeah,
We'll get him on
I
here.
think that'd be pretty great.
Yep. So let's talk about the truck race at least. Cheesy B wants to know what's happened. Viva Lost Championship. Yeah. The sponsor. It is Tony Starch's Viva Lost Championship at Vegas. It's going to be a good race. So let's talk
Graphic
about
has been made.
Yep.
Super excited.
That's all been done already. Truck race. So we went. Truck race was actually pretty good. We only had 4 cautions for 15 laps. Devin won, Joe Wright in second, Sharon Hill third, Matt Allen fourth, Eddie fifth, Riley sixth, myself, David seventh, D Wright eighth, Ryan Gomes ninth, and Trey in 10th. So that's the top 10.
Pacino picks up a win on his birthday. What's up with that?
Yeah. Picked up a win on his birthday and fastest lap time. He won by like 6 seconds. 6.3 seconds to be exact. 6.306. What I missed that. Yeah, so Kevin, I'm Tony's owner, aka the floor is your guy break the guy Jesus Christ. Guy, the floor is yours, Braco is chatting on Twitch. So
I was like wondering why I didn't see any of this.
yeah,
I was like,
it's
what?
chatting through Twitch.
Gotcha.
I wish there was a way that like if Restream had the ability to copy the chat messages and put them in the different services. That'd be kind of cool. Anyways, truck race was pretty uneventful. What?
I was getting. Never mind. There is a way to do it. I just can't remember how to do it right now.
I will
We'll get back together later.
I'll look it up later. See if there's a way. Because that would be awesome. That way everyone's on the same page. Okay. Josh, since you broadcast the truck race, how'd the truck race go for you, bud?
Spread out.
Yeah.
That's one of those ones. What you eating, Joshy? I am eating popcorn. I got my little bowl of popcorn here.
We
Yeah.
expected Eddie to go on a rant, so we both got snacks ready for we could just mute our mics
Exactly.
and let him go on his thing.
That's why I keep coughing. I got one of those popcorn kernels stuck right. You know when you get the kernel stuck right on your throat? It's like the perfect timing.
I
I
don't.
thought
got
you
one
were
of
just
those
trying
right
to
now.
cue the rant. All right, you can take this away any day now.
Yeah.
I don't get things
But,
stuck on my throat, to be honest.
Lucky you. Yeah, so it was a good race. I mean, there was some good battles throughout the race. A lot of comers and goers, drivers working their way through the field and then falling back and moving forward. So it was fun to watch. I mean, that's New Hampshire. I go to the, I've been to the race quite a few times where on TV it's just so boring to watch. That's why I try to do as much as I can showing the battles for, 13th and 14th or whatever it is. Because that's where the battles are. There's just drivers coming through the field. I know Eddie came through the field at one point.
Yep.
So
I was on a
no, it
mission
was
after that self spin. That was
Yeah.
tough.
so no, I thought it was a pretty good race, pretty clean race. Obviously not the car count to that helps with that a little bit, but no, and Devin getting the win on his birthday. I got that nice graphic that I got the post a couple times during the race I made for Devin. So
Yeah, that was a good one.
yeah, it was a good race overall. I can't really complain about it.
It's
You
very
said there was a
spread
lot
out.
of waters and goers?
Comers and goers.
A lot of comers and a lot of goers. Yeah.
Adam, thanks for joining us, bud. Adam
sure.
St. John from Australia, tuning back in.
We're going international tonight, boys. Love it.
Yeah, Adam,
I-
share this with your friends in Australia. We'd love to have more people.
Yeah, be like, listen to these funny little fellas.
Yeah, look at these
over in the
stupid
States."
Americans.
Yeah. Hey, I'm down with it, man. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
For
Give
sure.
us those numbers.
For sure.
And yes,
Truck.
Eddie, I purposely said comers and goers just for you because I know you have the intellect of a 12-year-old, so I knew it was gonna get
Whoa,
a
that's
little
rude.
rise out of you.
That's rude.
Oh yeah.
Not the intellect. I didn't mean that. I meant to say the humor, the sense of humor of a 12-year-old, as we all do.
You trying to
Rude.
get
I
a
mean-
rise out of me, Joshy?
Try to get a rise out of you.
Listen, we
That's at
don't need
Watkins
Eddie
Glen.
to
What
rise
happens
anymore.
at Watkins Glen stays at Watkins Glen. I know I wasn't there
Oh,
for
yeah.
Talladega Boulevard, but I'm sure you got a rise there too.
A couple. Yeah, I wasn't climbing on no ladder.
Okay.
That was a blast, man.
Hardy, I'm already derailing the show. What do you want me
Dude,
to
it
do?
happens. It happens. Adam, 2 weeks in a row, Cheesy B, long as you come with a friend, but not too many friends.
That's true.
Anyways.
For those of you, I know you guys, most of you are in the Discord, but there's soundboards and Discords, and there's an Instagram page that me and Devin frequent quite often, and it's just called NASCOM, and they take all the most inappropriate.
It's
snips.
called what?
That's what it's
Yes.
called. NASCOM.
Okay. Almost
So
choked on my coffee.
and what they'll actually just take lines from the race and just clip them in just the right way. And that's one of them that we have on our soundboard. Unfortunately, Hartney doesn't have sownboards enabled, or
I
you hear
do
it.
have soundboards enabled, just not for
Just
you.
not from me.
Do you
Yeah,
want to
exactly.
explain why, Josh? Do you
No,
want to
no, I'll
explain
pass on
why
that.
your
I'll-
soundboards are muted? Only yours.
No, I'll pass. I'll pass.
Oh, we'll go over it.
Hey, man, I was about to go make some coffee.
But
get my
no, one of
popcorn
the
and snack.
soundboards that I have up there is from one of the NBC broadcasts, and they're talking about Talladega pitting, and he goes, you can't come alone, but you can't come with too many of your friends. And
Which
that's
one
where
is it? Because
cuts
I can play that. Pitting?
off. Pitting. Yep.
The
Words
trick
to live
is
by.
you can't come alone, but you don't want to come with 20 of your friends.
There you have it.
That's awful.
Yep. So just completely out of context NASCAR quotes, and I love it.
Okay, so let's talk about why Josh's soundboards are muted. Okay. Eddie has made more than one person victim of this. He played it the first time. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. I have a crazy neighbor.
I ended up breaking a guy's toe with that.
Yeah. I have a crazy neighbor, like psycho neighbor, not great. And to my right, over here, there's a window. And to my left, there's a door. I don't know where the fuck this sound came from. I think it was on the RDP or ERP, whatever the hell GTA group we were in at one point. And it's literally in your right ear knocking on glass, and then in your left ear knocking on a door. Out of fucking nowhere, at like 1 o'clock in the morning, Eddie plays this stupid sound and scared the bejesus out of me. Like, terrified. To the point where I went to go get my pew-pew, and I was like, okay, we're going to war now, because someone's knocking at my window at 1 o'clock in the morning. So, Eddie was muted on the soundboards. And then Josh played it. I was like, okay, guys, please, for the love of God, do not play this fucking sound again. Because, like, legitimately scared the fuck out of me. Heart racing. You almost gave me a damn heart attack. Eddie listened. Eddie's like, okay, I won't do that again, because that's fucking rude. I'll do it to other people
funny.
instead.
I did get you.
You got me, bro. Not as bad as you got the other person, but you got me. So
Yeah, I kind of felt bad about that one.
yeah.
I didn't even know the guy.
Yeah. So so for the longest time, Eddie and Josh were both muted in Discord on soundboards. I couldn't hear anything that they played because I was not chancing it again that someone was going to play this stupid sound. We both left that server. They took it off that server or whatever happened. So that sound disappeared. Until Josh was convinced by my fellow compatriots, Devin and Eddie, to post the sound again in the SCSRA Discord.
What was the name of it?
Hartney's Gavel. I can't explain to you how
No, there he is.
frustratingly mad I was at Josh for posting that stupid sound again because someone played it.
Who played it?
I don't remember.
Well, I know it wasn't me.
I don't know. Then
You played it, Hardy.
did I play it? I don't know. I couldn't hear my own
Yeah, you
soundboard,
did.
so I may have played it. I couldn't hear it for whatever reason. Oh no! The first time I hit it, I didn't hear it, and the second time I heard it, I was like, "Oh, you mother truckers!"
Yep.
So in the settings for the server, you can see who posts on the soundboard, and Josh is like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
To be fair, I posted that like a month prior to that, and it just sat there and you never saw it. So I might have
You're
forgot
right.
about it.
You're right, because I don't fuck with the soundboard. I think it's the stupidest feature ever added to Discord, but it is what it is.
Oh, but it's
I would
great at
disagree with you.
times.
Yes.
So oh my god, chat blew up. Hang on. So yeah, so
Especially now that we have Yakety Sax as 4 different soundboards in there.
yeah, exactly. So Josh, like, we could have a new segment, Joshy's soundboard. We could. Came for Eddie rant. We may get a Hartney rant. Yeah, no, you are for sure, because shit pissed me off. Then I saw
We've not
Josh's
got
name.
to the next gen side yet, boys.
No,
Don't count the rant out. Just
This
yet.
we're just gonna label this episode rant 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, so then Josh is like, I didn't do it, and then Josh's name is on there. I'm like, yeah, okay, bud, you're so bad. And then I found out that Eddie and Devin are like, well, we can't post it, and Josh's like, fuck it, I can. I'm like, I thought we were fucking friends. Okay, apparently
This is another time that Eddie just looked at me and said, "No balls," and I said,
hold my beer.
I tend to be the little devil on people's shoulders sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
let's
like
be
it.
fair.
It's
Let's
fun.
be fair for a second. I think only a handful of people are going to understand this one, but it wasn't Eddie who really did that. It was Steve.
Yeah, he's a bastard. He gets me in trouble.
That was awful. Anyways, so Eddie, how did you break someone's toe with that sound? Tell us that story, because actually that one's
So-
pretty freaking hilarious.
It is pretty hilarious. So my boy Joe Wright was playing soccer, and you're a crunchy guy, and he was playing soccer. Was it FC24 or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you guys weren't on one night, and he was in another Discord playing that and hanging out with some guys. So I was like, I'll jump in there and say hey to Joe, see what's up, you know. So I get in there and we're all joking around and stuff, and then next thing you know, Joe sends me a message on Messenger, and he's like, "Bro, you've got to play that sound." And I was like, "Which one?" And he's like, "That one, that knocking one." And I'm like, "I got you, boo." So
Okay.
I go in there, you know, we're fucking around a little bit.
To jump in real
And
quick, all of Joe's friends are former military in this group.
Yes, for the most part, yeah, I guess they are, yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I didn't even think about any of that, you know. And I mean, they're his guys, you know. It's like whatever, cool, yeah. So I hit it. Of course, it does this little knocking thing, and Red is like, "Oh my god!" Like he boosted it so bad, bro. He boosted. They had no idea about it, but he boosted
It
it
was
so
Red
bad.
that did it?
No. He was.
Oh.
Whenever I hit it, Red was like, "Oh my god, somebody's knocking on somebody's window. It's like super loud. Did you guys hear that?" And then this one guy, bro, he gets up. What was it? Ah, man, who is it?
Was it Noof?
No, it wasn't. Wasn't Noof. Was it Johnny? One of them? I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head who it was. But anyway, they yeah, I think it was Johnny. Yeah, I think it was Johnny. But he goes through his house, man, like sweeps it, like he was protecting the president or something, you know. And he's got his night vision goggles on, and like, I mean, bro, he was in it, and he's sweeping his house, and I guess he hits a trailer hitch off of a counter, and it landed on his toe. Yeah, because he was like, yeah, that was. I felt bad. I felt bad.
Not for long enough.
No,
No,
I'm not
no.
gonna lie about it. It was funny.
Oh,
I
that's
did feel
hilarious.
bad for like,
Yeah, I heard that
for about that long.
he got like his vest on and everything.
Yeah, bro. Like he had turnout gear. Like he was.
But he went to war.
Yeah, bro. He was.
So he did what I thought until I realized it was a soundboard sound.
Yeah. And
because I almost went and armed
I
myself.
don't think he knew anything about a soundboard.
Mm-mm.
So
Probably not.
yeah. And then Red kind of boosted it there with the whole, you know, oh my god, that's so close.
God, I hate that sound.
Bro, it was
Forever
like
and
15
always.
minutes, and we're all like, they're playing a whole damn game of soccer, and it's crazy. It's like, where's this guy at? Like, I don't know.
The hospital now
call
because he
him?
broke his toe.
Yeah. Poor
Adam,
Toby.
I felt bad with the big ass grin. Yup, pretty much.
He's catching on, man. It's only
Felt
a second
bad.
episode.
Yeah, quote unquote felt bad.
Felt bad.
Yeah, I told you.
Hey, did Sylvain do the truck points? Does anybody know?
I have no idea.
Because we can.
I don't
talk
worry about those points until Tuesday morning. So
Yeah.
being honest.
Yes, he did. Okay, so let's look at these standings.
Dude, I've gotten to the point to where I don't even mess with the points graphics until like a day or so before, because I'm so used to being so drug out, and yeah, 3 weeks after the race you're getting penalties and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we're working on that.
But that's changed. Yeah, that's changed.
You're welcome.
So.
8 penalties issued last night. We got it.
So we're going into the next gen race now.
No, we're still talking about the truck race.
Oh.
Okay,
you said 8
so
penalties was issued last night, so I thought that's what
no, that wasn't the transition. Anyways, so I can't share this because with the new layouts, I haven't finished setting everything up yet, so I can't share a screen yet without screwing something up. So I'm not going to. So we're just gonna talk through it. So the races are in. Drop weeks are calculated for some people, but not all. So we'll have to get Sylvain to fix that. But Devin has a 62-point lead over Eddie. And then it's Sharnhill, who's 25 points behind Eddie. D Wright, who's 2 points. Okay, so that actually doesn't matter. So people locked in Devin, Eddie, Sharn, D Wright, and Brett Murrow, all locked in with wins. But Brett doesn't qualify for the playoffs because he missed, or he's only run 3 races, so he doesn't really qualify.
Yeah, because you must make 8 regular season starts
Yeah.
to be playoff eligible. So
Yeah. So then you got Riley, Joe Wright, Ryan Gomes, myself, who is so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. So it goes down to Kevin Graham. There's no hockey. Sorry, my wife just got home. Huh? No, we can't stream it through ESPN. Because it's the playoffs and they don't like us.
but my buddy has a alternative.
I can only do it on the laptop, okay? Calm down. And also in my office is
there's
awful.
no important games until tomorrow anyways.
Yeah, the Kings don't play tonight. How does it matter?
Yeah, the Avalanche play tomorrow.
No,
How's Detroit doing, by the way?
I don't know. I have no idea. They even make the playoffs? Probably not.
Okay,
I
so
mean, after they lost that big streak of making the playoffs, that
Oh yeah,
that hurt. You
who?
know,
the
the Red
Wings.
Wings.
Oh,
And yeah, after that, man, I knew as soon as they lost in the playoffs, bro, like the game has evolved so much, it's really hard to make that kind of run that many consecutive years.
yeah.
Hardy Kevin wants to know what position he's in.
Kevin, you are
In the motion rig, my guy.
you're actually in 13th. You're in 13th and you're 26 points behind 12th place. But here's the interesting part is, well, so I don't have Devin's graphic because that would make my life a lot easier, honestly.
At the moment, out.
Yeah, at the
I'm never
moment
doing
you're
that.
not.
But there's still next week. We still got Texas.
Yeah. Still got Texas. So there's a couple people that you're basically your only choice is to win Texas. So good luck to you. And the trucks, trucks are a lot cleaner racing because there's not nearly as many people. So I would say save tires and watch that bump outside of 4 on the outside line. Anyways, that's all I got for you. Practice. So wait for the graphics when it comes to points because Devin has this whole spreadsheet thing and I don't have it and I don't really care that much about the trucks. Just because it's already basically locked in with how many people are showing up. Not a lot of them anymore.
I mean, we had 4 cautions, so I mean, personally, and I've said this several times, I would rather have the quality of racing, even if it meant racing with 8 people.
And let's segment into next gens.
Hey, you done that on
So-
purpose, didn't you?
Next gens were fun.
You sneaky feller.
Yes,
Hey,
next gens
I
were
enjoyed the
fun.
next gen race pretty well.
Yeah. I did not enjoy the 75 laps of fucking pacing.
No.
Was
Okay, so things that we need to talk about.
do we need to though?
Well, okay, hang on. Keep hogging, child. Anyways, so things we need to talk about. Yes, we do need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. You don't have to say anything if you don't want. I'll say it all for you in a more nice way. I was getting pretty pissed off last night though. And then I wrecked myself twice like an idiot. Anyways. Bro. Respect. RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. It means fucking giving people room. We've got to figure out, and people, there's going to be some things changing in the off season. There's already been conversations about it. There is no mutual respect on track for anybody. Granted, I do understand that we are getting close to the end of the season and every point matters, especially for the bottom like 8 guys, because there's only like a 25-point spread between those 8 people. So I do understand the need to push as hard as you can. However, we don't need to push as hard as we were. We spent half the race, over half the race under caution. It was more like iPacing than it was iRacing. It was awful. Cautions breed cautions, and every time there was a caution, almost every time, not every time, but almost every time, within 2 laps we were under caution again. This boils also down to practice. You have to know how to drive these cars on that track. Almost everybody knows you have to diamond the corner if you want to come off the corner fast at New Hampshire. There's no other way around it. But you can't do that when there's someone on your outside. And it's easier to do when someone's on your inside, but you also have to expect them to push up the track because that's what's going to happen. The hour before the race should be spent learning how other people are going to drive, learning how other people are going to push their cars through the corner. But you can spend an hour and a half, an hour, anything during the week and figure out how the car is going to drive the track. I don't think it's hard. I did not practice because my pedals sucked, had a bunch of stuff going on this weekend. I stayed towards the back until I figured out how the hell to drive it. When I pushed it too hard, I spun. When I spun, I took my EOL, and then I disqualified myself because I'm an idiot. Fine with that. But guys, like, I don't know how much we need to stress or say or go over again. Like, you have got to practice these cars. This is every time there is an update, something changes. Something changes with these cars. As Eddie said 3 weeks ago, every time we've gone to Watkins Glen, it's gotten looser and looser and looser in both cars, in both the trucks and next gen. So something's changing every 13 weeks with these cars, and you have got to learn how to redrive them. That's just the simple fact. And the only way you're going to do that is practice. Again, the hour before, figure out how people are going to race or drive. You shouldn't be using that hour to learn how to drive the car. I don't know how else to say it. This off season, we're going to have some conversations between the admin group about how to fix this, because we can't keep doing this. We want the field size for sure, but we want 30 people that can be respectful to everybody else on track. If we can't do that, we'll go back to 15 people. I don't know how else to say it. So that's all I got. Let's go over the chat now. Stay away from the Merles. Merles aren't bad. They do push pretty hard. You don't have to stay away from them. Just be careful around them. But that goes for everybody on track. That's not just you. That's not just the Merles. You have to know how to drive your car, and we've got to do something different. We got to be better. I gotta say sorry to the Merles. This is from Kevin. I gotta say sorry to the Merles I got into. Brett, maybe I don't know what one. My comms went out halfway through the race as well, so there's that. Give me the sexy EOL. Sure, bud. Racing room is essential in any discipline of racing. This is from Adam. Oh man, an Aussie that knows how to race. Come join the SCSRA, bud. You can race tight without being an asshole. Respect. Thank you. Something else to not every person has a triple monitor or VR, so guys like me are very limited on view and very dependent on our spotter. Understood that.
Yeah,
You've
that's
got-
understandable, but like even though knowing you're at that disadvantage, that should be even more reason to jump in and practice. You know, spatial awareness, like just because you have one monitor, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like driving a car in real life, you know where you can turn in to hit a curb and rash your rims, or you know when not to turn in to not rash your rims. Like it's the same thing, you know, and when you get used to how people race around you and you have that spatial awareness in your car, it shouldn't matter whether you have one screen, 3 screens, 12 screens like Hartney, you know.
I've only got
Like-
4, and 3 of them are for
Same
iRacing, okay?
Same
The 4th one is for
difference.
iRace control.
But yeah, like I try to take that into account too, though, GZB, because like I was there. I mean, we all were at one point, right? We all had just a single monitor, and
So,
like, our
Cheese,
stuff could have been better.
what I'd
Started racing on
recommend...
a laptop.
Yeah, but to try to use that as an excuse, you know, just to kind of, and I'm sure he didn't mean it that way, but if you know anybody tries to use that in a way, well, I'll just use one monitor or whatever, you know, practice. You know,
She
'cause
says I wasn't
obviously it's not-
arguing your point. I was saying it for other people to be aware of that. Correct. I see your
Oh, yeah,
point.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
for sure.
Not dogging on you, but you're not the only one that's going to say that. And so,
Yeah, you can even ask Courtney, man. Like whenever we go over Rex and stuff like that, how many times have I said, well, maybe they're on one monitor? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? They don't. You know, we got to take all that into consideration too. So yeah.
So, Cheese, what I would recommend, honestly, Race Lab apps. There is a radar function, a radar overlay that you can put right in the middle of, right above your dashboard, that'll show you people around you so you don't have to look left and right. It's extremely accurate. I use it when I'm running the GT3 cars because it's incredibly valuable. You can like zoom it out a little bit so you can see who's around you in your car. I would definitely look into that. There is a free version where you could use like 1 or 2 overlays at a time. I pay for it, so I have got all kinds of overlays on my screens, but that's besides the point. But seriously, Race Lab apps. Adam says iOverlay is another one. It's free. Yeah, dude, look into overlays on a single monitor.
He said Racing Room. Is that one that we downloaded? That was like more geared towards.
I think he meant
Road
like
racing?
just giving people racing room.
Like giving people room while racing.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought he was talking about that.
I know there
Wasn't
is
an
racing.
app called that.
No, there used to be a sim called Race Room.
It's still there, actually. Surprisingly, yeah. It's still got a
Wow.
good following. I don't know
There it
how,
is
but
somewhere.
Why?
I don't know. I don't, dude. Okay, so their original games, GT07, I think it was the same developer. It was actually a really good GT game before, like iRacing and stuff. I still have it actually. It's a fantastic game. Adam says, "Got to know who you're racing with, right? Regardless of how much respect you give, there's always someone that's going to push limits." Cheesy be true. I love that idea. I have that on GT7 for Cheese. I was behind Josh for a bit last night. It was good, clean running. I mean, there's a lot of people that can. There's a lot of people that are problems that we know push too hard, and there are people that are extremely respectful while racing. But we're getting to the point where that extremely respectful part is wearing thin because those people are always getting used up. And it's extremely frustrating to be that person. Like at Indy, for instance, I was stupid fast at Indy. I knew I was great with tire wear, but I got wrecked like 3 times. The last time I had like 45 minutes of repairs that were required. I was like, okay, well, I'm done then because obviously I've used my fast repair already. But it was literally like something stupid. Like just work 35, 40 laps into a 100 lap race. Like just be patient. Let people wreck in front of you. It's gonna happen. Just let them do their thing. Hold your spot. You don't need to race until like your lap, like 15 laps till the end. I guarantee you'll go up 15 spots. It's almost a guarantee in this league at this point. You
I
can
didn't try to race Devin until that last lap last night. I don't
right,
want him.
dude. I started last night. I ended up in like 7th place just by letting people wreck around me. I didn't gain a single spot by racing anybody. I just let everyone wreck.
I personally didn't start really pushing until like 20 laps to go.
Yeah, it's just with the short tracks especially, it's survival. It's just make it to the last 15 laps and then you got a chance. Now, granted, New Hampshire's kind of a toss up because there's not a whole lot of passing's really hard on that track. But I mean, we're talking about the rest of the season too. We've got Texas coming up next week. Just so everybody knows, if you don't practice, you cannot pass on the outside of 4. There's a bump there. You will spin you.
Can let him try it. See if
No,
we can
Like
beat
Iowa.
19 for 75.
let's not do that because it's a lot longer of a track. Kevin, I was trying to stay further back for a bit, didn't push to like 125. Adam says, love to race with you guys, but I'm SVG with a 0.1% of the talent. Still, bud, we need some international talent. Adam, come hang out with us.
Outside the
net
Canadians.
code,
Right,
the net code would be my thing. I like.
bro.
like
I've raced with
dude was talking
Australians.
about Junior, man.
I've
and
raced with Australians
that
in the
code's fun.
officials. It's good.
Yeah, for some reason, the Australian netcode's not as bad as California.
Really?
And I don't know. Oh, yeah. And I think it's mostly because, Hardy will back me up
California's
on this
just their
one.
own fucking country at this point.
No, well, that too. But the amount
Sorry,
of
geez. I'm
traffic,
not really sorry.
international amount of traffic coming out of Australia to the United States is a lot less than the amount of traffic, internet traffic, just in California.
Yeah.
I would think because the SVG's here now, I think that would be up more.
Dude, I there was a couple Australians that I would race with like every night years ago in officials at like 1 or 2 in the morning, and it was always super clean and never had any issues with their ping or anything. It was awesome. She says, I have some people from Europe and into the league, and even there is better than us in California. Well, that's why we call it California.
But I do want to go back to something you were saying, Hartney.
Please.
New Hampshire is hard to pass, but it's not hard to pass when you have a long run. And I think that's the thing, because the tires just... New Hampshire is such an abrasive track that once the tires start to wear out, then the racing starts to happen. We saw it in the truck series. That's why I said we had a bunch of people coming and going all race long because
The
the
trucks
tires...
were different than the next gen, though. Those trucks, those right fronts, was like a damn cheese grater.
Oh, no, I
Like-
agree. I felt like the right rear on the next gen cars was a cheese grater. Like
Yeah.
I was burning that when I went in after that long run. I went in and my right front was at 88, my right rear was at 86. You know, and I'm like, well, if we had another 10 laps, this would about to get good. So, and the other thing is situation awareness. I mean, you know,
Junior's
yeah, people
favorite
race-
word, man.
Junior's favorite word. You know, some people race with one monitor. Sure. Some people run a VR. Sure. I get a lot of shit for this one, but I refuse to run a virtual mirror because I don't feel like I have situation awareness with a virtual mirror. And a lot of people think that's crazy, but to me, it's weird running that virtual mirror. I don't know where the car is in that sense. I like using
Want
the
me to tell
mirror
you
on
a
the
secret,
side.
Joshy? I'll tell you a secret. I know you ain't gonna use it, but anybody else
Yeah.
out there that might be watching, how I set mine up, I use all the mirrors.
Mhm.
I mean, I use them all, bro. Let me see. I want to see it all. But I went to the little black box and got into a session, got in the little black box to adjust all of it, and I backed it up against the wall. And then I adjusted the mirror to where, you know, I just fine tuned it that way. You know, you adjust it close, further away, stuff like that. But I got it to my liking, and I'm okay if by using all the mirrors now. I'm okay if one goes away, or if you know what I mean. Like I'm pretty universal at this point with that. So
But when you know where the car when you know where your car is, you know the space around your car. Doesn't matter if you have mirrors or not. You should know what's going on around you.
Yep.
I mean, you see sprint car drivers; they don't have any mirrors; they have nothing, and they're able to drive and not run into each other.
Sideways.
Well, that's because whenever they're going around the corners, they
Sideways.
just got to look left. They don't need any mirrors. They're like,
Well,
oh shit, three guys behind me.
You know, I almost hate to say this, but I wonder if you know, not just monitors and VR and shit like that, but a good set of headphones makes a big difference because you can hear the cars next to you too.
I wouldn't know about a good headset of headphones.
You're wearing them right now, bud.
Here we go. Here we go.
Really? Do you want to? You're really wanting to rant tonight, aren't you?
Hey, when was the last time you had issues with your headphones? Because I haven't heard any in a while.
I don't know. I figured you guys were just being nice. And
I haven't had any issues with mine either because I was having issues every
No,
once in a while.
Eddie, I'm telling you, I have not had a single. Oh, that's not true. It was like 2 weeks ago.
See?
I changed your channel and then brought you back, and it was fine. Never mind.
Eddie, I do know Asus has a brand new set of headphones coming out.
But, yeah, don't, you know.
Provi says hi, Josh from Facebook. Kevin says I was feeling good after a long run on YouTube. Adam says it's getting big here because of SVG cameos from Cam Waters in the trucks and Brody Kostecki. Oh, there you go. In Xfinity, all V8 supercar drivers.
Dude, I love that V8 supercar. I used to, you know, as I said earlier, I watch all forms of motorsports. If racing's on TV, I'm watching it. A Bathurst 1000, I'm all in. You know, those guys have balls. Like, I'm not taking anything away from NASCAR drivers, but those guys have balls.
So
And,
I went to the only race they were here in the U.S. when they went to COTA.
Dakota, yeah,
2000,
that was a good race.
Horrible
When
track.
was that? 2013? 2012?
I thought it was 14, but yeah.
Maybe. I don't remember what year they were here. But those dudes, I swear to God, going over, so they ran the West config at COTA, so they didn't have the huge back straight. But there's like an S right coming out of that short chute that cuts the track. I swear to God, they had to tell them to stop jumping the cars, basically. Those guys were like 3 wheels off the ground going over curbs and just throwing it onto the back street, the short part right there, like basically sideways. It was incredible. Like those guys, like Josh said, have cojones. And to race at Bathurst, I believe you have to have the biggest fucking balls known to man.
Oh, for sure. It was 2013. And Adam says, watch a wall trip through the Bathurst lap. I love that. I watch that all the time. My personal favorite Bathurst lap to watch, and I think I introduced Hartney this the other day, was Kenny Brock. I want to say it was 88, where they were talking to him, and he's got his arm up on the window, and he's just leisurely driving around the track. I'm like,
shit's crazy. Those people are nuts, man.
Yeah. I mean, no offense, Adam, but you know, Australians are just rednecks to have more fun.
But they don't have pew-pews. They can't be rednecks.
Because, dude, they got to be, like, kind of reckless. They got fucking kangaroos running around down there all over the place that'll stalk you in the fucking mouth.
Well, there's like, how many different ways to, like, poisonous animals live in Australia, like, reside in Australia that can kill you at a moment's notice? No, dude. I will go to the big city where they've eradicated the 18-foot long spiders and wide. No, I'm good. I don't want to see them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, ain't that the place where you gotta flush the toilet first before you sit down to take a shit? 'Cause they got them spiders that hang out underneath the rim of the toilet there. Or is that just one of those goofy damn Facebook videos that I see? I don't know, but it freaked me the fuck out. I'm like, I don't know about that. You got to give a courtesy flush before you actually shit. Like, I don't know about it.
I do know that they did.
Monster, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I do know they did lose a war against emus, so we'll.
They should have brought the ruse.
Adam says a couple of things. First off, call rednecks bogans. Man, y'all have a different language down there.
Sure do.
You fellas would love it. I don't know, man. There's too many things that want to kill me. I'm good. Nope ropes and all of them.
I'd go.
But, I mean, personally,
I'd probably go, honestly.
Listen, Adam, I don't know what part of Australia you're at. I would love to go down to Australia, Sydney one time. I'd come down. go to lunch at Macker's and have some fun, talk over some stuff down there. That'd be a lot of fun.
Bro, you know what is just fucking crazy to me? These people, that it's amazing, to be clear. I'm not dogging anything, but their form of a competition is just a burnout. It's fucking sick, dude. It is awesome. These cars are, so have you ever seen the burnout competitions in Australia?
Oh, yeah.
They literally take nitromethane fucking engines with 4,000 horsepower, and I don't know how they see anything in the burnout pad at all, but it's just crazy, dude. It's man, I would go in a heartbeat to one of those. Now, Cletus does them here in the Supernats. Yeah, exactly. Cletus does them here in the US. He shipped a car down to Australia for Supernats, which was crazy. But Cletus McFarland has brought the burnout competitions to the US, and it's just, they're nuts, man. They're absolutely insane.
Didn't Robbie Gordon get arrested down in Australia for doing a burnout in one of his jumpy trucks?
Oh, the Stadium Super Trucks. When are we going to get Stadium Super Trucks in iRacing, dude? Come on.
I would love that.
I just want scuffs.
I know, Eddie. You say it every week. We talk about the improvements that iRacing can make, and Eddie's like, when are we going to get scuffs?
I will tell you, Eddie. I'm very active on Twitter, and every time iRacing says something, I always say, when we get scuffs.
Nice.
Just for you.
Join the movement. Hashtag when we getting scuffs.
You know what? I would love to see. Listen, I don't want to. As I mentioned earlier, I've been on iRacing forever, and I remember when we didn't have damage. Like, there's so many things I can think of that we have today that I would take for granted 10 years ago.
Yeah, but we don't have scuffs. That's all Eddie cares about.
We don't have scuffs. I remember when dirt was the
choose
cone would be awesome to have too. Absolutely.
I'm still curious. So how long have we been running the chase in NASCAR in real life? Since what? 08?
04? Somewhere
It was 04.
Okay.
03?
So we're 20 years later. How has iRacing not implemented that for leagues? That's crazy to me.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, how long have they had scuffs in the sport? Like,
I mean, it took them 5 years to do Lucky. I remember that.
I don't know. It's weird that like some of these things that they've been doing in real life have taken this long to get to the sim. I just don't understand it.
I mean, to be real though, things like the playoffs and the lucky dog and the choose rule, those things were like originally supposed to be just temporary and experimental, and they ended up coming. So I can understand some of those
temporary for a season or two, 15, 20 years
that's
ago.
Where iRacing can step up and make it a little tick box on the side there. Oh, you want to race it like this? Yes. No.
Listen, I'm going to say with that new console game coming out pretty soon, I imagine that some of those things are probably going to start coming to fruition.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the iRacing side don't start lacking because they're working on this console bullshit.
Cheesy. I want Crown Vics in the Freedom Factory.
Yes, that would be awesome. Freedom Factory you can probably go without. Just it's any other short track with banking.
How about some outlaw figure 8 races? That'd be fun. You ever see those things?
Yeah, week 13.
No. Outlaw race cars. They're outlaw figure 8 race cars. They look like a modified with the right side of the car has this big piece of plexiglass.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah.
Those things are wild.
I don't know, with that realistic weather now, wind gusts come through and blow your ass over. They're like, man, bloop. A whole line of cars just fall over. What the fuck?
All right,
so you'd be broadcasting
I think
like
the weather. I want to give props to iRacing with the weather because I think that weather update has been fantastic.
I do not. I would disagree with you 100,000 fucking %, Joshy.
No,
beforehand I could set that up to how the race was going to be, and I could practice, and it would be about the same when I jumped into the session. And now you got this random generated shit. I can put the same options in as Hartney over here that, makes a session. I could put cloud, most overcast. Like
And it's
our
completely
settings will be the
different.
same, and it's a completely different forecast.
It's a
I do
challenge. I
not
love
like
it.
that.
I love that.
No, it
Yes.
fucking takes away. Okay, I'm gonna go out here and spend an hour and a half practicing for a fucking race that the track is not even gonna feel the same on race day. No, bro, fuck that. When I
Well, what do you
practice,
think? What
I
do you
want to
think
be
that
able to practice.
when NASCAR had practice, what do you think happened? They'd practice on
They had a
Friday, they'd
forecast.
qualify on Saturday, and they'd race on Sunday. And in 3 different days, they'd have 3 different weather forecasts.
Okay, and they're professionals, not broke dicks that run around damn New Hampshire over here for 19 cautions for
No,
75
hey,
laps.
I,
So
I got I got an answer for you, and I know Hartney's gonna swear at me for saying this one. Open up the setups.
I'm for open setups, but you know
Yeah.
what? All these motherfuckers don't even practice enough as it is. So what the hell? They ain't gonna spend no time building setups.
Also, I'm not opposed to open setups, to be clear.
I'm not
Or at
either.
least,
I'm not
I mean,
opposed to open
you could
setups.
do open setups, and you could offer like
And check
2
this out. I'm
setups.
not opposed to taking away the fucking fast repair.
Yeah. Eddie
Yeah.
said that for like 3 seasons now.
And
It
I
gets
used to
mentioned
be a
in
really big
every
advocate
offseason.
for it. But at this point, 19 cautions, 75 laps, and this ain't our only shitty race of the season.
Michigan off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Indy. I'm not opposed to open setups. I don't think that. I don't know if it would work in our league because there isn't enough people that actually practice as it is. So I don't know if it would work. I'm not opposed to it though.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I
I've said
did.
that for a while because I put the practice in. I'd love to go out here and fix my car so I could run blistering ass laps every place and not have to, worry about, well, damn, this setup's going to be loose as shit. Well, yeah, you know
Dude,
what
I
I'm
would
saying?
love it.
I'd have more control over that.
I would love to have
Yeah.
open setups. I just don't think
If
it's
I was to
realistic
leave
for our
this
league.
league, the next league that I would join would definitely be an open setup league.
Yeah.
Maybe not even just open setups, but being able to just, I don't know if it's a thing. I've never looked at the race setups, but if you could just open up tire pressures and that's it.
It's
I
either
wanna
fixed.
know.
It's either fixed or open.
Yep.
I will say, I did message, I did recommend or send a suggestion to iRacing. Now, my basic suggestion was prior to the weather system, I could go into a test session or an AI session and set the weather exactly how we would race. And you'd have to use AI because that's the only way to modify the fuel tank, or what's in your fuel tank, which I think is stupid that you can't do that, but whatever.
Yeah, when you hit test drive or whatever on your league session,
That's what I
thing,
recommended.
those settings should be in there. Yeah.
That's what I said, was like, before it wasn't as big of a deal. We didn't complain much because we could go into a test session and set what we needed to, or an AI session and set what we needed to. But now I can't do that. Even if I set the weather exactly as we would race it, it's not the same weather. It absolutely is not. Look at every test session I did at Indy. Every test session I did, which was exactly the way that the race was set up in the league, was overcast and foggy the entire track. But on race day, it wasn't. But it was the same exact weather. So, like, I don't understand where that came from. It didn't change anything for me. But it was super weird. And then, so my recommendation was, when you click that test drive button in the league session, the fuel set correctly. The weather is set exactly as it would be in the session, because now that you've introduced the system, I can't recreate it. So
See, whenever I start going down on this, I'm not bitching because I do want to set it up exactly how the race would be, because if it's not, then I feel like, one, I'm in there wasting my time, and the only benefit that I'm going to get from that is having an idea for a line, so when the session opens up on Tuesday and Wednesday. And the quality of racing that we have right now, I definitely do not want to discourage anybody from practicing, and not being able to recreate that stuff, for me personally, feels like a waste of damn time. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of it. Like, I like the little things that they've done with it. I like how stuff moves around. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that they have done with it. I just don't like the fact that you can't replicate what it would be even with the same settings
Yeah.
for your league stuff.
And-
That's the only complaint I have with it.
And Josh,
And like I said, I really want people to practice, and that for me it just kills it. It kills it.
And Josh, I also agree with you that like it's not in real life, it's not the same. The weekend could have 3 separate days. I 100% agree with you, and it does add to the realism of that. But we're not professionals.
No, I get that. I mean, even
I'm
with,
adaptable, boys. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You wanna throw me a curveball? I'm okay. I'll figure it out. Like whatever.
I mean, when I raced at Stafford, we'd have practice at 2:00, and then we'd have heat races at 6:00, and then we'd have our main event at 8:00, and the track was completely different every single time you went out on the racetrack.
Mhm.
So, I don't know. To me, it's just learn to adjust, learn to adapt on the fly.
Yeah,
learn to hold a line.
You need to practice.
Not you, Josh. I'm just
right.
saying in general.
No. I agree. I agree. I think there's a lot of people who just they get so excited seeing that, somebody bobbled off the corner that they just have to pound it into the next corner. You don't have to do that. Like I was making passes last night. It took me a full lap to get around one car because that's how you pass at New Hampshire. You can't just drive it in. And then there was other times where people would drive, I'd get around them, and then the next corner they would overdrive the corner, run up to the wall, and I'd be okay. I'll go right back by you.
Yeah.
Bro, I've done that a couple times, and I'm like, we're gonna Larson this shit out of this, and that's what I did. It was fun.
I'm not trying to call anybody out, but they know who they are.
Yeah.
But the other thing, Eddie, you want to talk about laundry list of complaints from iRacing? You talk about scuffs. You talk about scuffs. You know what I've been wanting for 14 years? Track bar. Track bar. That's all I wish we could adjust. I know we can do wedge. We can't do track bar.
Yeah.
Hartney's eating his snacks.
Oh, well, I guess snack time's over, huh?
Well, no, I mean, listen, if they opened up, so you can adjust brake bias in a fixed setup, which you never used to be able to do that. A fixed setup used to be fixed setup. Brake bias was set, by the setup. Now that that's opened up, or even like we can adjust with the master cylinders. I play with those things all through practice. But so what are scuffs? Scuff tires are tires that have come off the car that you can put back on. So if you ran, say, a 10-lap run,
unless
you
it's
took
Bristol.
those, unless it's Bristol, you run a 10-lap run, and you come down pit road, you take those tires off, put stickers on, brand new tires. Well, say at the end of the race when, everybody's got a set of tires on the pit road and you've got none, you can put those scuffs on. Yeah, they're 10 laps older, but 10 laps is better than the 50-lap tires that you have on now. And realistically, heat cycle tires, scuffs are just as good, sometimes better than stickers.
Yep.
So
And there's been a
that's
lot of races, that's been decided, people taking scuffs
yeah.
and stuff like that. So I mean, it just blows my mind it's not in the sim. And just having the option to do that.
I mean, at the same time too, Eddie, though, two tires doesn't feel like it's as advantageous on the sim as it is in real life. Like I feel like sometimes some tracks you go to, you take 2 tires, it's a death sentence.
Yeah. Sometimes you take those 2 rights, bro, and you are absolutely looser than shit, and it's horrible. It feels like.
Yeah. I refuse to take 2 tires.
Yep.
I had one bad experience.
I'm
not doing it again.
The only time I'll
loose
take
car.
2 tires is at super speedways.
I won't take any.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
I'll come down, I'll take left sides, and then next time I go down, if we're on caution, I'll take right sides.
Bro, after my Daytona race,
Neon.
What's that?
I don't mess with them. I saved Team Neon some money. I don't mess with none of those tires.
Yeah, dude. When I did the Daytona 500, I went 156 laps without changing tires, and they were still at 93%. I will never change tires at a super speedway again.
Back in the day, back when the old Daytona, the old bumpy Daytona, the tires just that was
Agreed.
when tires made a difference.
Agreed, because they're
Talladega,
scrubbing
you
through
could
the
go the whole.
tires.
Yeah, Talladega, you could go the whole race on a set of tires and officials, but Daytona, you were changing. I mean, especially that COT. I know it's way back. But the COT car, man, that thing just ate up tires. But then that
Somebody say
tire model
Talladega.
sucked too. Huh?
Somebody say Talladega.
Oh, the COT at Talladega back in the day?
Oh, I'm
Talladega.
just saying Talladega.
I didn't say Talladega Boulevard. I just said Talladega.
Bringing
Eddie's
back
having
I know
memories,
why
Eddie.
Green Day wrote that song, Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Adam says V8
No, there's plenty. I don't
supercars.
think there's Broken Dreams. Maybe Broken Rubbers.
Oh, there
but
was
no.
Broken Dreams, bro. It comes to an end. Yeah.
Adam said
Pretty
V8
sad day.
supercar does that on purpose. Hot lap some tires and take them off. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
They get the fresh rubber off and get to the sticky shit.
Even Q tires. Like if you could run your Q tires, keep those on the wall.
Yep. All right, let's talk about points for next gen. Okay, so Cheese recap. The race was awful until about
For
the
some people.
last 15 laps ish. The last green flag run was good.
Yeah.
And then we ended up with the green white checkered. And
One hell of a finish, man.
it was a great finish. My
one
heart
and two
was
and 3 and 4.
yeah, my
Yeah, I
heart
was
was
gonna say
racing for y'all. Let's talk about points now. So drivers, I love that I have Devin's little spreadsheet here. Hang on, I gotta eat my Cheeto. Okay, so Devin, Eddie, Joe Wright Jr., myself, Ryan Gomes, all locked in. Ryan is locked in on points. He is 62 points ahead of 52 points ahead of the driver behind him. No, 60 points ahead of the driver behind him, and the max points you can get in a race is 59. So he is locked in. 7th is Michael Provolt. 8th is Brett Merle. 9th is Duvendak. 10th is Sharn. Josh is 11th. Jake is 12th. Riley's 13th. Kevin Graham is 14th. D. Wright's 15th. And Matt Allen is 16th. Between 9th and 16th is roughly, 50 points?
Mm-hmm.
60 points looks like 59 points. So
Some must-win situations coming
it's
up.
a must-win situation for a lot of people. Or must place really well and the other people have to suck. Josh, so Sharn is 20 points above the cut line. Josh is 13 points above the cut line. Jake is 4 points above the cut line. Riley Gomes is 4 points below. Kevin is 4 points below. D. Wright is 20 below, and Matt Allen is 39 below the cut line. So Texas is important for a lot of people, and this is factoring in the drop race for everybody. So we are good to go. Josh, you're only 13 points above that cut line, but how you feeling? You had a great race last night. That definitely helped you. I think you
Yeah.
jumped 4 spots last night.
Yeah, I jumped 4 spots. I had some. I got some stage points, which was good. I mean, I wasn't. I knew I was point hunting. I really wasn't stage point hunting, to be honest. I kind of threw the stage away. I thought to give myself the setup to the end. Trying to save tires, a couple sets in the tires in case we did have something like a green white checker. Man, just it's tough being where I'm at. I've had a consistent season. My lowest finish this season's 14th. I've been working really, really hard on trying to get the practice in, like Eddie said. And it's showing. Texas worries me. Especially if somebody like, Dave Wright could win there.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Allen can win there.
Riley could win there.
wouldn't
Riley's
push
been
that line.
Riley could win there. Yeah.
Sharn could win there. I mean, there's
Well, Sharn's ahead of me, so if Sharn wins, it doesn't really matter at that point.
well, so it goes both ways. Sharn could have an awful night, or he could have a great night.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty confident being where I'm at, like that I got a good chance of getting in. Just got to have a good run. I mean, staying out of trouble. That's been my mantra this season. I've been You've seen the replays. I've been right in the middle of wrecks and just getting through them
Mm-hmm.
by the skin of my teeth. And I
Yep.
had another one last night. So hopefully that luck stays with me next week at Texas. And I kind of like Texas. I know a lot of people don't. I like Charlotte. I always run good at those quad ovals. I feel pretty good.
I love
I like
Texas.
Texas.
I'm hoping to break some hearts. And if someone gets
Artie, if you win next week, I'm fine with that. Go ahead.
well, it's a repeat winner.
You, Evan,
Gotta
Daddy,
get them damn pedals fixed.
any of you guys who already
Bro.
have a win, I don't really need a surprise. I cannot afford a surprise winner.
Yeah. No, you
That's-
can't.
That's what we're saying
Who's
last
at the
night.
bottom of the what? Chucky Balance is gonna go out and win the damn Texas race. Calling it right now.
Could you imagine? He's been at
Chucky,
every race.
listen.
He could. He's been showing a lot of speed since he
Chucky's
got
been
his
showing some speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Those mile and a
know.
half tracks. He's been doing good, man.
And I'm not taking away anything from any of these other guys. I mean, Kevin shows speed. I mean, anybody who's, I know you guys can't see it at home, but anybody who's highlighted in orange
Mm-hmm.
can do it, realistically.
Those people are Robert Duvendak, Sharn, Josh, Jake McCarty, Riley Gomes, Kevin Graham, D. Wright, and Matt Allen. Any one of those people can win this race. They're all super fast. Chucky has been great at mile and a half tracks.
Yeah.
Trey
Chucky's
shows a
been
lot of
qualifying
speed.
great.
Mm-hmm. Trey shows a lot of speed. Has issues with putting one together so far, but depending on how the end of the race goes, who knows? There's so many different variables. I'm just, to be honest, like I'm just glad I'm locked in and I don't have to worry about it. Like this is, I'm not in your position. Thank God.
Yeah, I mean,
I've been there. It's
Jake's been
Yeah.
Jake's had a string of bad luck the last few weeks.
Yeah.
That can easily change. Riley's had a string of bad luck.
Mhm.
D. Wright's had a string of bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of, I'm glad I had the run I had this week. I really am. Top 10 was my goal. Top 10 was my absolute goal. If I could get top 10, get a good points night, and then hope for a good points at Texas, that was really what I was hoping for. Coming
Yeah.
home where I did made it even better.
Yep. It's gonna be a hell of a week. Trucks are pretty much locked in. Only 12 to 14 guys show up, so those 12 or 14 guys will be in the playoffs. But
I know Eddie's going to yell at me for saying this. As shitty as some of the racing has been, this points battle is fantastic.
I will agree. The racing has been awful
Yeah.
at some tracks, but this points battle coming to the end of the season has been fantastic.
I mean, I have nothing to yell about.
Yep.
I mean, what you said was just true.
To steal my teammate's favorite phrase, as long as I don't step on my dick at Texas, I'll be fine.
Hate it when I step on that thing.
Ryan
Hate it
says
whenever I drop it in the
Ryan says it
toilet
all
on
the time.
accident too.
You hear Ryan, he goes, God, what happened? I stepped on my dick again.
Riley says, I wouldn't call me self-spinning twice bad luck. That's just me being dumb.
They
Yeah,
were
but you
pretty
That's
got
New
speed,
loose.
Riley.
Hampshire.
Yeah, they were pretty loose, and
Yeah.
it's the way you had to drive them. It was
I mean,
It
Devin
happens.
said it right. Devin said it right when he said that I would say it's like driving with an egg under your pedal. You hit the brakes hard, you slide it through the corner, and then you start picking up the throttle slowly. And then once you get the car pretty much straight, you can start to accelerate. I mean, it's tough to get the throttle down.
Yeah, that last lap was
about
incredible.
8 shit off of 4.
And
That
then
was fun.
drive. The other thing was, other people's braking points.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say names, but some people are just braking way too early into the corner. It was stacking up the whole field up.
You know how you can fix that, Josh?
Virtual mirror.
Yeah, fucking practice.
No, I know.
Learn how far you can push the car.
No, I know.
I know
I
you know.
get
I'm just saying for in
You
general.
get some AI in there, and you can learn how to practice to do the bump and run.
Mm-hmm.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
But no, I knew where I could. I knew I could brake. I practiced. That's what I use practice for. Like when I go out and practice, and find the limit. and use that whole hour to my advantage. You know, I unfortunately don't have a lot of time having a 4-year-old and working the hours I work to get out there and practice on my own. I'm not making
Yeah.
excuses for myself, but when I get into practice, I get into practice early, I get into practice hard, and I figure it out, you know?
Yeah.
And then you just, like you said, give and take. You know, there was times I was backing off a little bit earlier, you know, because I knew who was around me. But it wasn't to the point where, you know, nobody's slamming on the brakes, checking up.
Yeah, I
I had a
almost
couple of people. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I got turned around. I think the second caution, I got turned around because somebody got loose off the corner in front of me. I just let off the gas to avoid it, and got plowed from behind.
Eddie knows all about being plowed from behind.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
usually when it's pitting.
Or after I've already missed the fucking caution, and somebody's like, "Oh, I'm just going to mess with my black box over here and look at my controls." And
So funny story, real quick. Good,
Like,
talking about that a little bit. In our team chat, I had to message Billy the other day. So at Dover, Billy was looking at the replay and he ran the back of me under yellow.
Riley did that shit to
And,
me last night.
I know. That's the famous Michael
Karma,
Provel comes
bitch.
across and goes, "No, Josh, no." The next day, and I kid you not, it's a true story, swear to God. I'm driving down the road. I come to a stoplight. I look in my mirror, and there's a UPS truck coming at me full bore and slams on the brakes, almost rear-ended me. And the night prior was the throwback at Rockingham, and Billy was throwing that UPS truck. So I messaged him, like, you weren't up here in Massachusetts driving a UPS truck, were you? Because I was having flashbacks right here in my streetcar. But yeah, it's again, it's more just situational awareness. I love those guys. You know, Riley is a pseudo teammate and Billy, but I get looking at the replay, but I don't know. I don't have that luxury being in VR.
I don't. The raise is up in the background for viewers, or for the number. I never look at it during the race. I'm too busy doing other shit during the race, which has its own trials and tribulations, but that's besides the point. So I know a lot of people, this goes out to you, Riley, since you're in the chat, are looking at the replay to see if they should claim the incident or not. My thought process behind this, personally, is you know whether you did it or not. You know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you pushed up a track, you broke loose, something like that. There's no questioning it, in my opinion. You spin, you're the problem. Not you're the problem, but you caused that caution. Just be fine and own it. Like, Riley, you did the second one for sure. But like, before you even stopped spinning, you already claimed it. But I just don't understand how people don't, like, why do you have to look at a replay? Like, shouldn't you know? And if you are questioning it, whether it is or not, leave it for race control. And seriously, not race control, but leave it for post-race review. There's not many times that we've had to do unclaimed incidents, except for last night, which I don't know why people didn't claim those incidents. It was clearly their fault. But 9 times out of 10, 8.5 times out of 10, it's bang, bang. It's a racing deal where I'm not trying to penalize people. I'm not trying to make it worse for anybody. We all look at this in 15 different angles. And if it's one that's like really questionable, we'll spend more time on it. But usually within like 2 minutes, it's a bang bang thing, be done with it. So like, I don't understand why people have to go back to a replay and look at it live. Please enlighten me if I'm wrong.
I was gonna say
but-
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this one a little bit because
Of course
to be
you
fair-
are.
hey, I'm going to because I was involved in one of those.
I'm going to get
So,
my fucking snacks,
Go get your snacks.
and I'm out of sweet tea. So
I had a
Stressful.
driver slam on the brakes early. I got in the back of them, sent them up the track. Right after I got by them, the yellow came out. My thought process is shit, I got in the back of him. He went up the track. He got hit by someone, collected, and that's what brought out the yellow. Come to find out, he was able to save it, and the caution came out on the front stretch while I'm over in turn number 2. So the timing that one came out, I was talking to my guys. I'm like, hey, can you see a replay? Was that actually on me, or did something else happen? So, I mean, sometimes those things happen where you have multiple incidents and one of them really didn't bring out the caution or wasn't as severe as you might have thought it was. That's my opinion.
I can see that.
Because let's be real, I gave Trey a hard shot into turn 1 because he backed off a lot earlier than I thought. And I saw him go way up the track. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, shit, he spun back down the track, collected somebody. That's what brought out the yellow. Come to find out that was in turn 2 and 3 guys are wrecking on the front stretch because people can't hold lines. And that's why I claimed it. And then someone's like, you shouldn't claim that. I'm like, I'm rescinding that claim. But realistically, I want to know if that was me or not. So having that benefit of the doubt, sometimes it's bang, bang like that. And and for me, the only reason why I was claiming it was my points position originally, because my points position, I could not afford to go to the tail end of the longest line. But at the same time, that penalizes me because I didn't cause the caution that brought the yellow out, So that's where listening to or seeing what the replay was, if it was actually me that brought that caution out or not, comes into play in that situation. I think in the beginning of the season, race 2, race 3, it's another story. But being that the playoffs are where they are and what the point implications are right now and how tight the race is, I want to be sure.
So how being in that points battle, let's say you didn't claim that and it was you and it went to post race and it was you.
I'm outside looking in.
Yeah.
What's the
I'm
penalty?
dead outside
So like
looking in.
at what point are you like with that gut feeling whether you done it or not? You know what I'm saying? At what point are you like, man, if I just go ahead and take it now, it might not be as bad,
Wow. The way the race was going though, and how hard it was getting back through the field. I mean, taking an EOL. I mean, I did take an EOL at one point, but we had a lot less cars on the track when that happened. And that's the other thing. I spun out by myself trying to race somebody, and I claimed that one, but that would end in my night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I raced.
It's a tough.
Self-spun on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes it's.
Well,
in
that's
that
like
situation for me.
In that same situation for me, like I claimed the first one that I shouldn't have. And then I did self-spin, which ended my night. But if I didn't claim that first one, which I thought was my fault, looking at the replay, it was not. It would have been a racing deal. That ended my night early because I claimed it thinking that it was my fault and I didn't want to go to post-race. I also hold myself to a higher standard.
Same.
I penalize
If I
myself
have
for
any
anything
kind of
and
shadow
everything.
of doubt. Yeah, if I have any kind of shadow of doubt, it was me. I'll be the first one to be like, yeah.
And I feel like we should as admins because I mean, I'm not afraid to penalize myself.
Yeah, I mean, if I got a penalty, I wouldn't feel a certain type of way about it. I mean, fuck, if I get a penalty, I probably deserved it. I probably broke a rule some way, somehow. I mean, it's nothing to get pissed off about. You just keep going.
Hey, real quick, let's catch up with chats because there's a bunch of people talking. Riley, this playoff race has been amazing to be a part of. However, it ends up honestly the exact reason I've wanted to league race on iRacing. Bro, this battle is intense. Fellow our resident Australian, sneaky, hoping it doesn't get called when we were talking about the owning it system. Brad Young. Hey, 78 here. I'm learning a lot from you. Last week I learned a lot about your discussion on brakes. I feel your discussion on testing. I like your discussion on testing because I thought it was crazy, or I was crazy. The race felt nothing like practice. It really didn't. I think the temperature dropped like 20 degrees into qualifying, 15 degrees into qualifying, and the track did feel a lot different. Riley, I didn't look to see if it was my fault. I was looking to see if there was a really bad hook because it felt like it was me, or it felt like it was more of a frustration, like what the hell just happened. Adam, love listening to these guys pick up plenty of clues about how to drive. Bro, tune in every Thursday. Eddie will have some rant about something.
Oh yeah.
Brad, I think guys didn't want to get DQ'd by claiming 2 incidents. Again, I understand that.
But I mean, if
And
the
then
penalty,
last
do
one.
we need to make the penalty worse for unclaimed shit? You know what I mean? Like, do we need to? I don't know. I don't know because
Last one.
that was a lot of
Congratulations,
unclaimed.
you've received 100 messages today. Good job, guys. Keep coming.
What?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's
an
really tough
interesting thing.
without. It's really tough without live race control, and I'm not taking anything away from you guys. You guys do a great job, and I really do mean that.
Bro, Isaiah Gill in the chat.
No.
Missed this
What?
group.
Man, he spun it out and lost it a long time ago. I'm glad he could find his way back. They finally released him from the infield care center, huh?
Brad
up,
says I
brother?
claim my 2.
Yeah. I mean, if we had live race control, I think this conversation's totally different.
Yeah.
But again, I know you want to race, and I get that, and I appreciate that, and I respect that 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I think with the own it system, live race control isn't necessary. Like we have somebody
no,
clear some black
100%.
flags and stuff like that. I may get you there's some questionable things, but I don't think our process is anything some kind of flawed or anything. I don't think.
No, it's not flawed. It's this point of the season. I think it's a different story than it was 5 races ago.
mean,
I
it's
think
like
Hartney
that,
would
yeah.
agree with that. I think that's one of the reasons why we saw so many non-claimed last night was because if you notice how many are points racing and playoff implication right there.
Okay, and is what I'm saying though is as obvious as those were, and people not claiming those, I'm just throwing shit against a wall, seeing if it sticks, as I do a lot. Do we make the penalty harsher for unclaimed incidents? Does that make
You
people
could.
claim them?
It gets pretty
you know.
harsh the second time you don't do it, I will say.
Yeah.
And
But-
if you hit
and
2,
that's-
if you hit 2 with one unclaimed, it's a pretty harsh penalty.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I see both sides of it because I do see that people are pushing it harder than they would 5 weeks ago. But at the same time, racing 5 weeks ago was still shit. So like
Yeah.
the racing hasn't changed at all.
And realistically, like I said, I did not know if I caused that caution.
I get that.
And that's the only reason why I was looking for a review from a teammate.
Isaiah says,
And-
yes, make the penalty worse. I agree. I feel like you would.
Of
I
course
don't
he
know
would.
you. I've never
He'd
met
be
you
like, yeah,
personally.
just DQ him after the first one. Nobody gives a shit.
Brad says,
Or Isaiah
fortunately,
Gill, you're out.
Brad says, fortunately, mine were single spins. I was so loose. It was not. And this goes back to practice. Like, I can't. We've said this, I don't know how many times on this show this season. Like, it really boils down to practice. That hour before a race, I understand life gets in the way of most people, of some people. I didn't have time to practice at all for this race, which is why I just started in the back. I didn't qualify at all. I took the first 25, 30 laps plus practice to just try to figure it out. I didn't really figure it out until I spun the second time, and you can obviously argue that I didn't figure it out at all because I spun twice. So,
I mean, there's things you can learn on the fly when you got a little bit sideways. If you cooked again to the corner, because I was running a really low brake bias last night, so if I knew that if I got in the corner a little sideways, I was not going to be able to get to the throttle the same way as if I got in the corner the way I wanted to, because that right rear was 5-10 degrees hotter, and the second I stepped on the gas, the thing was going to start going around. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, so please don't feel that way. But I just feel like learning on the fly and adjusting and making adjustments as the race goes on is something that people need to learn how to do. And that comes with practice and that comes with testing. I get that. But you can also learn that pretty quickly in the race. You know, if you feel the back end starting to come around, and just let off.
Well, obviously, the
It's so many
product that
people
we're
that-
putting on the
there's-
track for a race, they're not figuring it out during the race either. So the
Yeah.
hour
I mean,
practice session isn't enough.
I'm again, I don't want to call anybody out, but people just the whole, when in doubt, throttle out. That's not working with these cars.
Mm-mm.
Once you start losing it, if you hit the throttle more, you're not going to drive out of it.
Well, even then, when you lose it, chances are it's like a 75% chance that thing's snapping the other way within 5 feet. So, like, good
Yeah.
luck, anyways.
And when it does, hold your damn brakes.
Yes, that's another huge. There's actually conversations about that, and
Needs to be.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. We're at season 7 and people can't hold a fucking brake when they're wrecking it. It just blows my mind. But anywho, I said we're not
Actually
going
feel
down
like-
that path tonight.
I'm going to go against the grain here. I actually feel like the
of
next
course
gen
you
cars
are, Josh.
I think the next gen cars are easier to save than the Xfinity cars were.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
disagreeing with you
absolutely.
at all.
All you got to do is jab the fucking brake pedal and you're going back straight. Like,
Yeah,
Or
people
Yeah.
see the people. What people try to do is they try to throttle out. Is what they try to do. When instead they just need to tap that damn brake pedal real quick, and that car will go, "Whoa, okay, let's go."
here's another one. The gas pedal's not an on-off switch. You're not driving electric cars. Just
What?
feather it. You listen to the guys on board.
But I've
radio,
never
you-
put gas in this computer, Josh. Are you sure it's not
Here we
electric?
go. Can we mute his ass?
no, definitely
I wish
not.
a motherfucker would.
No,
I was
he's my
supposed to be on vacation.
No, you
today.
were not supposed to be on vacation,
I'm
sir.
I'm out.
Gomer55's waving hello. Welcome to chat, bud. Adam says, reckon
up,
if you
buddy?
up the penalty, people will fall into line. Adam, so after this, in the next couple of days, I'm going to post our rule book on the SCSRA.net website. Go read the rule book. You'll see how many penalties and how strict it is as it is already. And you can gather that it's like ASR's rule book. I know that's where you race normally, is like lenient compared to ours. And we're still having the same issues. So check out our website,
And we're not
SCSRA.net.
strict because we just want to be assholes. Like our rule book has been written from season to season to season to season and added shit that we've had to deal with as admins, as leagues, and stuff like that. So it's not like, let's stay here and figure out
Yeah.
a way we can screw somebody.
Yeah, we're
it's
definitely
like,
not trying to do
if
that.
it's in there, we've had to deal with it.
And I see other leagues that change their rule book mid-season, and I know we used to do that. I know we stopped doing
I
that for
hated
that
that,
reason
bro.
alone.
I
you know?
hated that.
Well, the league that I announced on Sunday, which Hartney's had the, been able to see as well. Yeah, they've made 3 changes in the last 3 weeks, which realistically were needed changes, but I agree. And you look at those guys have just as harsh as we are.
Cheesy
I mean,
Beast
I
says,
get putting one in there for the benefit, for better racing and stuff. But just
Mhm.
if you're just adding them to add them and be a dick, then yeah, I'm not about that. And
Yeah.
if you make changes, not every week, if you do it once or twice in a 15 race season because you need to, I don't have a problem with that. Because I think us as a league, if we go that far to add a league or add a rule mid-season,
we're pissed off about
it's
something.
got to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
got to be
was it-
pretty bad.
Wasn't 9.3 added mid-season? Stop it on the track.
No.
I'm just gonna say yes, Josh, because I don't know what the fuck 9.3 was.
Stop it on the Russ Martin rule.
Yeah.
I think that one was actually added mid-season.
Yeah, because it was
probably
needed.
yeah.
So I'm okay with adding rules mid-season when they're warranted.
Beneficial. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're not opposed to that either, but if we have to, at this point, 7 seasons in, our rule book is pretty detailed. It'd be nice if people read it. We're still 9 weeks later.
It
I'm
really
pretty
would,
sure,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's still a bunch of people that haven't read the rule book yet.
I guarantee it.
But it's already detailed enough. We shouldn't have to add anything at this point. But the fact that we're dealing with people not holding their brakes when you're wrecking or whatever, coming back up the track when you shouldn't. We've had people hit the inside wall and then shoot back up the track when holding your brakes would have stopped that. We've had people ARCA braking. We've had people make contact under caution. And a lot of it can be avoided. Like looking at replays. So there's a lot in there that we have to add at this point because it's constant every week now. That's just common things that you shouldn't have to do.
I mean, do we go to what the other league does, where they have mandatory practice. If you don't practice for the week, you
Bro,
can't race.
I fucking love that. But they also don't race every week.
No, they race every.
They
other
race
week.
every other week. So they have a week in between their race, or 2 weeks in between their races, and there's a practice session each week.
Okay, so do we
three
set that
practice
up
sessions.
so we don't change anything, but we just add 2 or 3 practices through the week and we check them through the league?
So how their league is set up is they have 2 or 3 mandatory practices that you have to attend. So
That's
for
what I'm
short
saying.
tracks, short tracks, I think it's 50 laps minimum, registered in a hosted session.
Yeah.
Mile to 2 mile is 35 laps, and then super speedways, anything over 2 miles is like 15 laps
Takes
or
10.
something. Yeah, something like that.
I have
So
the rule book.
like, and the admins go in and they check the hosted sessions to make sure that people actually did those laps. If you don't do those laps, you are disqualified for that race. You cannot race. Like, if someone logs into that race, the admin right clicks them and disqualifies them. So yeah, so I'm not opposed to that, but what days do you host them? That's added cost for us, which is, I mean, it's $1 per session for a 2-hour session. So, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but that's extra $2 a week for each race. So it's extra $30
There's
a
15
season.
races in this season. Yeah, it's 30.
It's $30 a season. And then what days do you put them on? And if you're going to have more than one session, because you have to, because you're going to have to accommodate people's schedules in whatever way, like, as much as I love the idea of doing that, I don't think it's feasible to do when we have races every single week. So we do.
I don't know. I would kind of disagree with that because we find time to go in there and practice every damn week.
We do,
You know,
or
Yeah.
the people that are dedicated do. The people that aren't.
well, if you're
I
not
guess
dedicated,
that
then go
would-
find somewhere else. I mean,
guess
I'm
it
a
then would,
heartless
yeah.
motherfucker. That's how I feel about it. Like, I don't
I'll
sit
see
here
you
in
guys
my
later.
damn simulator. Here we go. Yeah, he's going to get snacks. Yeah, I don't sit here in my shit fucking as many hours as I do to sit here and race with 19 fucking cautions for 75 laps. Like,
Yeah.
that's I don't enjoy that. You
All right.
know, and if we have
Sharon
to
actually has a-
get rid of the people that aren't dedicated enough and just want to be out here and being broke dick motherfuckers that want to just ride around under caution, I say get rid of them. I've said it, bro. Like 12, the season we had 12 people. That was the best racing we have ever had. Swear to God. Like, everybody was respectful. There was no fighting after. Everybody was hanging out. We were laughing, cutting up. Like, it was a good time. It was a good time in the SCSRA, even though we had 12
season,
people.
What, 5?
I don't know.
I think it was season
4
5.
maybe.
I don't remember.
So we had fun runs after the races.
Yeah, it was like season 4, bro.
Yeah.
Had to be about season 3, season 4, somewhere around there. It wasn't season 5.
All right,
Sharon
let's-
actually made a good point there, and I don't know if you saw that.
No, I was gonna go through chats right now. Hang on. We've got a bunch.
Yep.
Cheesebee says definitely not in the next gen cars. I think this was relating back to saving the car. Gil says not true, Josh. Around the same time. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. He disagrees with you about something. Sylvain is gonna have to start live race controlling. Bro, no.
We can't even get him to show up. Get out of here.
That was from
If we were waiting on him to do the damn points, we'd be still waiting on week 4.
that's that's Cat
Get outta here.
55. Adam, in regards to the rule book, guarantee people haven't read it. Yep, guarantee it. Gomer, Cat 55, I've read it. Me and Blaze have our own rule in there now. Yes, you do.
Which rule is
Josh,
that? 'Cause
I
I
don't.
didn't even know that.
What? I don't remember what one it is. Ryan, enlighten us. There's too much in that rule book. I've read it.
Oh, was
too
that the
many damn times.
pushing under pushing your teammate
It
Maybe.
could be.
with fuel? With fuel?
Maybe. I don't remember. Provi replying to Gil, come back. Gil, that was if the weekends and if you could practice with y'all. That if it was weekends and I could practice with y'all. Okay. Sharn, mandatory practice or participate in the truck race the night before. We'll get back to that.
I'm gonna take a pause for the cause, boys. We've been here sitting here 2 hours and we got a bunch of I'm gonna have to go take a drink from the high performance water bottle. Y'all are killing me.
Enjoy, bud.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna turn your camera off.
Yeah. Fuel runs for stage. I like that idea. I'm not a fan of, oh, we can make it 100% to stage. Like, I like fucking pitting, bro. Go in there and use the set of your tires up. Like, I like it. I like it.
Mandatory
I
practice.
think that kind of
participant
goes
event.
back to the weather and stuff too. You want the uncertainty and stuff?
Yeah.
Let's have the uncertainty of not knowing if we can make stage on a on a fuel run. Like, I like it. And that goes
Adam.
back to people that practice. You'll be able to see.
Yeah. Adam also comes. Here's one. How many terms to race and don't practice? A lot. Cheese. Bring back super trucks night. No, thank you. That was a lot of fun though, dude. I love the shit out of those.
Dude, I hated those fucking things. I only did it because everybody else did it.
Bro,
I hated
love
them
those
so
races.
fucking bad, bro.
Josh and I had so many good battles in those damn things. After he
Well, you
flipped
used
me
to
a
get
few
mad at
times.
me because me and him always got into each other.
No, Josh. It was not we used to always get into each other. It was you fucking torpedoing my ass every fucking race. Let's just
Hartney's like,
correct
oh, it's
that.
way, motherfucker. You have a turd in your pocket.
Adam, practice on race day to qualify. I mean, yeah. Cheese, bring
the
back fun
session's
runs.
open.
So
Yeah.
to be clear,
kinda
it's not like people
confusing.
are showing up 5 minutes before the race.
Some people have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh, the rule that Ryan Gomes also says fuel runs for stage and then making it at pace speed back after a stage. So
yes.
I do
that's the
remember
one.
that. Yeah, we did have to create that rule because you people would go and win the stage and then not be able to make it back and get an end of
What
line
do you mean,
penalty
you people? You people.
People
What
that-
do you mean,
Ryan
you
Gomes
people?
and Blaze.
I
You
know.
people. That's who I'm referring to them. So
I'm guilty by association there. Then
hey man, you read it however you want, bud. I can't
Right.
control how you predict or how you interpret things.
well, if I could read, it, we'd be all set.
Yeah.
We'll get you some pictures.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
perfect.
points racing,
I like
baby.
picture magazines.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ryan
Sure.
Gomes, this is going to be an interesting Texas race for sure.
It's
Absolutely.
gonna be a good one. It'll be fun.
I hope I win, honestly. So yeah, so what were we talking about before this chat break? Because chat was blowing up.
Oh, we derailed.
You know what? I just have to
I'm
say,
sorry, I
Upper Deckers.
derailed this one.
yeah, I just have to say for all the people that are in the chat and hanging out with us, man, it's greatly appreciated. I love everyone that hangs out, the chat messages. So I'm glad we're streaming all the services again. So that took a minute to get set up again, but I'm glad we're doing it. Shout out to Guy for making these new layouts and backgrounds and stuff. Shit looks awesome. There's more about like iRacing and stuff that for different backgrounds, but that'll be next week because we're definitely going over the races next week because it's going to be interesting. But yeah, shout out to all y'all in the chat land. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things. But yes, Adam, if you're interested, I will definitely send you that rule book or put it up on our website so you can go read it. What's next? We talked about points for next gen. We talked about barely touched on trucks, but that's kind of locked in. You can catch truck races on Intensity Broadcasting on Tuesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Broadcasted by your one and only Josh Hall.
9:30 Eastern.
8:30 Central, yeah. 9:30.
Yeah, he's a
I
weird
forget
at
there's
all
like
times.
17 billion people around the country. Fucking
I was gonna say
drives me
if
nuts.
the Gomez
Well,
brothers,
now
they
you got to
got
do it
shows all the time.
internationally, bro.
I know.
Yeah, you got to figure out what time it'll be in Australia.
It's tomorrow in Australia.
Just take the clock and flip it upside down, right? Is that how it works?
Wait, so technically we actually race on Wednesday and Thursday?
For him,
Yes.
yeah, we race
Oh,
Wednesday and Thursday,
nice.
and he's watching us on Friday. I think it's morning there, isn't
Right.
it?
Friday morning, yeah.
Yeah, let's find this out. What time is it in Australia right now?
I was just looking at my world clock because I got that up.
Thought you just had to flip it upside down.
It is 1:02. Well, okay, I guess it depends on where he lives in Australia.
He said it earlier. He's bottom. I know
Oh,
he said that.
uh,
He is Adendale
I thought that he Adelaide or Adendale. What
or
the hell?
Adelaide, excuse me, Adelaide. Yeah,
I thought he was talking about the track when he said that.
I'm Adelaide, South Astra, bottom halfway along. Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay, so they're 9.5 hours So it's 12:32 p.m. tomorrow there.
Yep, it's lunchtime.
So it's
Thank you.
14,
He's from the
Thank you for
future?
joining us on your lunch break.
it's 14
He's from the future?
it's 14
He's
and a
from the
half
future, Eddie.
hours
Wow.
ahead of us. So that means Tuesday's race at 7:30 is 9:30. Dude, I can't even. It's this time tomorrow on Tuesday, on Wednesdays and Thursdays for him. That's all I got. I can't math that right now.
That's crazy.
It'd be
Eddie, are you back yet?
In about 10.2, I will be.
All right, go get yourself some sweet tea too.
It'd be 10 a.m.
Not a bad
10:30
idea.
10:30 a.m. for him. Our races go off. Oh,
All
you
right.
got the lot. I was going to ask if you had the lotto numbers. Eddie, he's got the lotto numbers.
Wow.
Let's get those.
He's the man.
We need those, sir.
That's
We'll
right.
split it with you, bud. We'll come visit you in Australia.
We'll split it 4 ways. Us 3 and him. Let's get it.
You got it. Who wants the lotto numbers? There are 3 time zones. I think there's too many time.
I just don't
Australia's
know
a
what
big
those-
fucking country.
Yeah, I don't know how big that how the Australian dollar is to the US dollar though. I don't know if it's anything like those Canadian ruples.
USD
Good.
to Australian dollar. $1 in the US is $1.53 in Australian.
Nice. I'm back, bud.
All right. I know you just hit the performance water bottle, but what else do we have to go over tonight? Any more rants tonight?
How about that finish of the cup race?
My shit's all
Yeah.
blurry now. What'd you do?
I
What'd you
didn't
do
do
to me,
nothing, sir.
man?
It
You're
didn't-
fine on the other. It's just the stream there.
There it goes.
It'll come
It's
back.
coming back.
There we go.
So I actually can pull up iRacing for the next gen racing.
That green white checker was intense.
It
It
was
was.
nuts, dude. It was nuts.
I was
Somebody-
joking with Dev on, I think it was like the next to last restart. Whenever he went, or no, it wasn't the next to last. It was one before that.
Yeah.
He went and I went, and bro, we were like side by side, go to the line. I knew it freaked him out. He was like, bro, I that got me. So I looked over and there was so much more orange than I expected.
Because I restarted fifth, and Devin asked me last night. He's like, "Well, were you comfortable finishing fifth?" I go, "Hell no! I wanted to get up there. I had fresh tires."
Yep.
Because when I spun on that self spin, I got a little damage. I went down, used my fast repair, and took tires EOL. And then the caution came back out, and I had gained a couple positions, but everybody wrecked in front of me, so it put me in a good spot.
That was weird. I tried to load the replay and it said that my iRacing didn't exist. And I was like, oh, wait a minute.
I tried downloading the. So I was looking at the replay last night. My replay only went to 140. And then when I hit the save button, it never saved.
Hmm.
So
I've got it. I have all the replays.
I know you do. I think I have access to that Dropbox somewhere.
You do not anymore.
I don't anymore.
Mm-mm.
Hey guys, we got somebody hanging out in M&M Racing.
Who's there?
We got Jake McCarty. Let's pull him
Oh,
up.
he's been
No,
there. He's been there all day.
He's been there all day.
Hey Jake, how's it going, buddy? We're here to interview you.
He did.
Oh, tough crowd.
Well, let me see here.
Tough
3
little
times
feller.
you
He can't
got
say
it.
he wasn't on the show. He's here.
It's like Back to the Future in the Sports Almanac. Yeah, basically. It's from Adam. All right.
Well, see, if he would just tell us who wins these damn races, we wouldn't even have to race these things.
No, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if this works.
And for the record, I just want to
Hey.
say that we said this week was going to be a shit show, and y'all proved us right with the next gen. That wasn't how that was supposed to go.
I was honestly kind of surprised it was a shit show. Because New
Yeah.
Hampshire's not that hard of a track.
It's pretty tough when you don't practice.
It's my home track. I've got so many laps there. One of those
Yeah.
tracks I could drive back blindfolded. It's like you and Bristol.
Exactly.
So-
I mean, people hate it. I love it.
So this
I
is
love New Hampshire.
This is 10 laps to the finish, where no one wants caution right now. Well, Devin sure as hell doesn't want.
Yeah, we're like checked out.
Yeah, you guys are pretty far back there, or pretty far up there.
2 seconds.
Because I think at this point I'm in like
Yeah.
8th place at this point, 8th, 9th place.
Josh, you are pretty far back there.
Yeah.
So then caution comes out, and we'll watch this restart because this is where it's fun. This is where Eddie times it perfectly.
And I did.
no, it's
Restarts
the
on
next
that
one.
bottom
No.
lane. Restarts on that bottom lane were just absolute dog shit.
Hey, do you remember, Eddie, the conversation last season about someone restarting in the same spot, and every time they did, that's the only reason they won that race?
Off the top of my head, no.
A certain team that was kicked out last season. He won IRP, I think it was.
Yeah.
And the only reason he won was because he started on the outside line every single time.
I mean,
Just
Bristol used to be like
saying.
that before we had the lane change thing.
I'm just saying.
I
Seems
qualified on
oddly
the pole there, bro, and I
familiar.
had a really fast car. Colin qualified P2 and just had the outside advantage, and I mean, he was fast too, but I think I had something for him.
I'm just saying it was oddly similar.
I mean, if I find a spot on there, I'm restarting in and it works, I'm taking it.
Which restart was it where you're like right next to Devin?
It was towards the end. It
I
wasn't
thought
the
it was-
last two cautions. I'm thinking it was like the third or fourth.
Maybe it was this one. Oh, yeah, that's where it is. Devin, Eddie times that perfectly, and he does not like that because he can't come down to the bottom of the track. But really, passing on the bottom side is pretty difficult.
Felt like that first lane up, once the tires started to get a little older, was where it was at.
Yeah, when he got his restarts, man, he was getting like almost a half a second jump,
Yeah.
you know, before. Hey, the Cat 55 sent it in there, boy. I had to send it in too. I was watching that mirror, bro. I said, "Oh my
Yeah,
god."
this is this the green white checker right here?
Yeah,
Yeah, because I'm
this
in
is it.
5th. I got a good launch on this is the only time all race I got a good launch on the bottom.
Yeah, and you can see how close Eddie gets in the next lap.
He's going for it, boys.
Everyone's just praying that they get to the white flag at this point, because then it's over. Well,
This turn 1 right here was fun. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, we're there, boys."
Yeah, he lost it right there.
Yeah, I let off of it so I didn't get him. I think that kind of killed my momentum a little bit here, but it was still fun. I was like, "Fuck, we're sending it. We're sending it. I'm gapping it. I'm gapping it. Oh shit! Shit!"
And that high
You got
line
me.
off of turn 4 just took off because if you, not that really mattered, but the Sharon getting that good launch off there when we were side by side.
yeah. Look at Devin's mirrors. How close Eddie is. He's shitting bricks for sure.
Oh yeah, dude, I had the biggest smile on my face that whole lap, man. Like, even though I didn't win, that has to be up there in probably my top 5, easily my top 10 most fun moments on iRacing. Like, that was fun. Even though I didn't win, that was fun as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and then that battle
I had
behind
the
for-
biggest damn smile on my face, bro. I ain't
Oh, yeah,
even
let's
lying.
go.
I was sitting there that whole lap like this.
Let's go to Josh for the last lap.
It was I saw these two racing side by side. I'd seen this move from Sharn before, going in a little deep, and when they made a little bit of contact there, I tried to get the launch here, but Sharn just, I don't know what
He had
happened
it.
there. He just had that launch off of turn 4
Yeah.
that I could not find. And
Was
even
you
with
in
the
third
fresher
or fourth
tires,
coming off of 4?
was that
What gear were you in?
third?
Cat55 says he helped the 05 turn. Yes.
8 tires are better than 4. Say he didn't step on his own dick. Somebody else stepped on his dick.
And that's basically that was the most exciting part of the race. Other than that, it was cautions.
See, if we'd have had
cautions.
green flag runs, man, they'd have been a lot more than that. And that's the sad part, you know? Like, I don't know. It just, the potential's there for some decent racing.
Yeah, it is.
But-
All right, so playoff predictions. Josh, I know what your prediction is. You're gonna make it. That's who. Okay, so you guys can't. If you look at, okay, so Duvendak, Sharn, Josh, Jake are all above the cut line.
I'm
Riley,
just trying not to fall out of the playoffs, boys.
who?
I think
Me.
you're all set.
You're locked in, bud. Riley,
Okay.
Kevin, David. You can end up last. You can not race
Yeah,
Texas.
Good.
Technically,
Riley, Kevin,
Give somebody else a chance,
D.
right?
Wright, Matt Allen are all below the line. So I think Provy and Brett they're 52 points ahead of, above the cut line and 50 points respectively between Provy and Merle or Brett. I think they both make it. I think Duvendak makes it because he's really good at 1.5 mile tracks. I think, oh my God, after that, it's so tight. That's what he said.
Wait, what?
I mean,
I said it was so tight. That's what he said.
Oh.
I mean, we've devolved, right?
yeah. I would almost say that
Unfortunately.
D. Wright and Matt Allen, mathematically, they got a chance, but unless they win, I don't think either one of them's getting in.
Who?
D. Wright or Matt Allen, unless they win.
Yeah, they have to have really good races. Really good. Sharn says, yeah, my B. I'm assuming, yeah, my bad. And then Isaiah Gill says, this is Eddie's year. I'm sticking with it. Well, he won the trucks last year.
Yeah.
You weren't
And
around.
the next gen the year before.
And the next gen the year before.
Yeah, boy.
Is this the year that Eddie wins a championship in one league at the 3-peat? A championship every season? Last 3 seasons? We're putting 3-time champion on his car?
That didn't work out too well for Dev.
No, it
I was
didn't.
gonna say.
No, it didn't.
He's like, I'm taking that shit off of there. That was bad juju.
Well, yeah, because he didn't have enough room on his car to put the 17 fucking stickers on there.
Right.
When you've won the damn championship 6 times, it might be time to look for a league that, you know, it's a little bit better than you are. Just saying.
Bring back Stephen Black.
Fucking guy shucks. You're fucking shit.
I think after Duvendak, the points are so close, it's anybody's game. I think there's going to be some extremely hard racing next week. I think that people need to figure out how to take that bump on the outside in turn 4. I know how I've done it in the past is not full throttle over it. And then the bottom of 1 and 2 you can use to pass, from what I remember. I haven't tested it in the new setups. But it's not good to stay down
They're
there.
probably going to be looser than they were last time we were there because it
Yeah.
seems to be the trend with the iRacing and their
Yeah.
setup updates. Which is nice in the trucks because they used to be tighter and shit.
Yeah, it's
my
absolutely
God.
true. So
I'm kind of curious to see if the Xfinity's been loosened up, you know, now that we mentioned it a million times.
could you imagine if it's tighter now and it's like it's like a dream to drive?
You mean if it was looser and it was like a dream to drive?
I
No,
was gonna say,
tighter because it used to be a fucking nightmare.
Bro, those things
no,
used to be
that's
tight as shit.
amazing. Yeah, once they started loosening them up, the racing got good. Those things started to handle better.
Yeah.
Last thing I
If
remember
you could
is
get those things on that right rear, bro, right before we switched from the damn Xfinity to the next gen, I was getting it, boy. I was understanding how to drive that mother chugga. And
Listen,
you just gotta get it on that right rear and just hang it loose.
I
here.
hate the
Now
trucks.
figure out the master cylinders.
Yeah, I hate the trucks because I always feel like I can never figure out the balance of the trucks. And the most fun truck race I've ever been a part of was with the original Rebels Racing League, their all-star race. California Speedway, Auto Club. The track temperature was like 135.
Rip.
Oh my God. It was the most fun race I've ever been part of. Because you had to drive the car. I think when the cars are looser, the racing's, these guys have to drive it differently. They have to be more cautious and they drive it better. I feel like when the cars are tight and controllable, quote unquote, the guys just feel like they can drive it as hard as they want, and just that's when incidents happen.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to tighten our fucking setups up then.
I think the
These
opposite. I
broke
think we need to
dicks.
loosen them up.
Why? So
And-
these motherfuckers can spin out more and
Are we
cause
talking
more
about
caution?
the next gen or trucks?
No, I'm talking about everything. Let's
Oh.
tighten
Everything.
everything up. Ratchet
See,
strap that shit down.
I-
and we
I
can
feel like
really-
I feel like the tighter the setup is, the harder people drive and the more mistakes they make.
I
I feel like-
legitimately think that we need to switch off the iRacing setups and go to something else. That's
might
my
not
opinion.
be a bad idea. I mean, I've volunteered.
Might be
I said if you
costly.
want me to make a nice super speedway setup that's going to be competitive and fun, and I'd be happy to make one.
And I think super speeds is the least of our concerns.
Oh, they could be so much racier.
They could be. I would like to see a setup where all three lines, you don't go to one and
Fair.
you're just fucking there. I also remember whenever you had a train on the outside line, a train on the inside line, and one broke dick motherfucker wanted to shoot it in there in the gap in the middle lane and just killed the whole top train, bro. It's not like you
Yeah.
killed one person's, momentum, two people's momentum. No, you just killed a whole line with one car on the inside line. Like, that's shit, bro. Come on.
I get that.
So,
Sharn
I
says
mean,
the
I
looser
would
the
love
better.
to do the whole setup thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
looser
like
the
Sean,
better.
I
I
like-
agree. I used to be. I hated a loose car. I used to only drive tight cars. Once
Yeah.
I started to learn how to drive the loose car, I felt like I have more control over it.
Yeah.
I would like a
Well,
brake
see,
pedal
me
that's not
personally as
riding
a
at
racer,
15%.
Me personally as a racer in the league, I want a loose car. I would love the open setups or the custom made setups. I would absolutely love that. But it kind of goes back to the whole VR TV thing. You got to think about, these other guys that can't handle. This is from the admin side here, is from me, personally, and I think these guys are having a hard time right now controlling these cars. I don't know. I don't know what would help that other than
I will
that
say
being
that
hard on good
I
setups.
have ran New Hampshire with a different setup, not the fixed one. Car handled completely different. And
But then again, we start getting these setups, and I don't know. You like a tight car, I like a loose car. For example, whatever. So now we're getting these super tight fucking setups that these other guys can't do shit with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I also
where
do
we-
understand
where
that,
we
yeah.
going?
Or,
So I mean,
you
there's a
get-
lot.
my predicament I've been doing is I've been having to put these brake biases at like 30-35%. And then when you have an incident in front of you, you try to jack up, you lock up the rears and spin it around. But the only way to
Been
get
there,
a
done that.
turn is to have that brake bias that low.
That's all Eddie races at is in the 30s.
Oh, me too. Me and him probably have the same master cylinder setup.
That's a whole
Possibly.
other ballgame.
Been figuring that out. That's been my bread and butter this season. Figuring out those master cylinders.
Big adjustments in there.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Big time gains, big time losses can be.
And I had the issue. What race was it? Shit. One of the races where everybody checked up in front of me, I started near the rear. I stepped on the brakes just to avoid the checkup, looped it around, went a lap down.
Sharon
Didn't bring
says,
out
Sylvan done
caution.
that in front of me one time, and I done that because my brake bias was so low, and it pissed me off so bad because I'm sure everybody remember me saying something about, well, fuck, dude, I don't know if I can fucking set my car up to actually race or if I have to set it up to damn check up for these fuckers that want to wreck in front of me.
It was Michigan. It was the second race. It was Michigan. The top lane did not go. I jammed on the brakes, looped it around. Right on the start.
Sharon says, I don't adjust anything usually besides offset. Learn the master cylinder thing, bud. We'll
No,
I don't
night
even
and
just
day.
next
off
season.
that.
Learn it next season.
Yeah, don't do it now. Take some off-season time and learn it.
Yeah. After the season, figure it out.
I don't even touch the offset when I mess with mine.
I tried doing it
did,
last night. Sometimes it helps. I don't know
never-
how
I
it
think-
helps, but it makes it feel a little bit different.
What, the
I've
offset?
never messed with it.
Yeah, I know what it does, but it doesn't make sense as to why it helps. Guys, anything else for tonight? We're going on 2.5 hours.
Is that a bad thing?
Not a bad thing at all, man. I'm enjoying every fucking minute of it.
I had a blast coming on the show.
But do we have anything else to cover tonight? Okay, recap. Trucks was awesome. Next gen sucked. Except for the last 10 laps. We want scuffs. Badly. Well, Eddie
Track
wants
bar.
scuffs all the time.
I want track bar.
Josh
choose
wants
one.
track bar. I want I don't know. I got nothing. Oh, I want
You
the
want to
test
choose
drive
one.
button to work correctly.
Yeah, with the loaded race settings and setups. Yes.
Correct. The new layouts are awesome. Thank you, guy.
Absolutely. Home run.
Dude, they look fucking sick. Loving this.
I like it.
Oh, okay. So let's go over new SCSRA broadcasting schedules. So ASR tours on Monday still. Wednesdays SCSRA Next Gen continues. Us on Thursdays. We picked up NSRA, I think it is, Sunday Select Series on Sunday nights. So tune in 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time to the SCSRA Broadcasting YouTube channel. We'll also be broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook.
That's
and
9:30
Kick.
for you normal people like us on the East Coast.
It's not normal. It's
It is
just
normal.
oh my lord. Or
Have you
6:30
ever
for you.
heard a normal thing? You know, catch that at 9 Eastern or 9/8 Central. You know, so
Okay.
you gotta talk in Eastern. That's what the rest of the world does.
I'm in Texas, bro. We're our own country.
That's true. That's
Calm down.
true.
Let's not get him started on the metric and standard.
We
Hey,
use
I mean,
freedom units down here. Okay, calm down.
Freedom, Mark.
Did you hear SVG during the Talladega race? Oh,
Yeah,
Eddie,
yeah.
You saw that?
I seen it on Facebook
you got
after.
one,
Yeah.
You got one a foot off you, about 2 feet off you. What's
Yeah.
a foot?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, can you refer to it in car lengths, please? I don't know what a foot is.
Yeah.
Adam
Bro,
joined Discord.
I do
Cool.
have to say that was a damn blast this weekend. So I got to shout out to Joe, D. Wright, Mary, Brian, everybody in Talladega. That was definitely a fucking blast. So glad I rode my bike 5 hours plus to go hang out. It was pretty great.
Thought it was supposed to be a 6.5 hour ride. What happened, Eddie?
I don't even remember how long it is, to be honest.
That
Let's see.
speedometer was pegged at the speed limit, correct?
Yeah, actually it was. I wasn't doing anything
Oh.
stupid on the
Alright.
way down, dude. I had a big old backpack full of stuff. Yeah, it was 4 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh, that's
Well,
fine.
4
Adam,
hours,
a,
46 minutes.
Adam, a foot is about a half a bald eagle. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Were y'all on the boulevard Saturday? Sharn, yes, they were.
Yes, I have videos to prove it.
Those will be on the dark web if you want those
Oh, yeah.
videos.
No, they won't.
It was good times. Good times.
Are those getting uploaded to the Dropbox?
No.
I mean, if you want it, I mean,
not
it's
on
there.
there.
Man.
Just saying.
Like, subscribe, do all the fun
I
things. guys.
even got that damn wreck, bro. I got that wreck.
Oh, at the
Yeah, I
end?
saw that.
Recorded it. I was like, like blindly recording that. I was glad I got it. Cool.
Sharon says he saw the videos on Twitter. I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
go look this
there are
up
some
later.
wild videos on Twitter.
Yep.
Okay.
Hold
And-
the Mayo, I think,
Hold the Mayo.
is
Yeah,
the
I saw
guy.
that.
Well, I guess I'll have to go look that up for myself. Anything else, boys?
Like, follow, subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting. That way you can get to races on Tuesday night.
Yep.
For
Do
sure.
that as well.
And what's the website I always give you guys a hard time about? Because
IntensityRacing.com.
so,
That will be the
so
website
here's
to Intensity Broadcasting and Apparel at IntensityRacing.com.
Jesus
okay.
Christ.
So yeah, my point exactly. So
So
here's
we
why I
had
give you guys
Intensity
such a hard time
Broadcasting.
about it.
We had you can if you go to Intensity Broadcasting, it pushes over there anyways too.
Yeah. So here's why I give you guys such a hard time about it, because like
It's not
back
me,
in the
so go ahead.
days, well, I give you a hard time about it.
Oh, you give me a hard time about everything. So
Yeah. So here's kind of explains that though. Like when everybody got together when we first started doing this whole thing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, it was just intensity. Like just intensity. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, shout out to Intensity. You guys were Intensity broadcasting on YouTube or whatever, and that was a thing. And then it started to go into Intensity broadcasting. And then it was Intensity Apparel, and then it's Intensity Apparel and Broadcasting. Like it's just so many things. I don't know what to say. That's why in the interviews I'm always like, whatever the hell it is this week.
yeah,
Whatever the hell it is this week.
So, yeah.
yeah. No, you're good. You're good.
So that's not me being a dick or anything. I'm
No, I
genuinely-
know. Trust me. I've been known to forget my own sponsors too. So
it happens, man.
that's why I
Yeah.
got the shirt and the hat on today to make sure I don't miss anything.
Yeah, well, see, that's why I started painting my own shit, and I'm like, damn, what am I gonna do now?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to come up with something. So Morris Customs was born.
I'll have Starbright.
And now I
back
don't
on
feel
the-
like one of those goofballs racing Dale Jr. schemes all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have Starbright back on the car this week. So
There you go.
going back to
There you
that.
go.
Well, I
Thinking
had-
about running a special one this weekend for Texas. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm probably gonna run something special at Talladega.
Oh, I should put some bald eagles on my car.
Marca.
Fuck yeah. All right. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things. We will now be live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Kick. So you can get all of your SCSRA wants and needs there. Visit our website, SCSRA.net. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, shoot us a message on any of those services, or you can email us at admin@SCSRA.net. I'm the one that checks it. No one else ever sees it, but you can do that if you want. Other than that, Josh, thanks for coming tonight. I know it's your
Oh, I
only
had a
night
blast.
off.
Hopefully I can. Hopefully my schedule changes soon and I can do this more often. 'Cause I
Hey,
had a
man.
good time with you guys.
Again, anybody
man.
that wants to join us, you're more than welcome to. Ryan Gomes, any of
Jake,
you
that was your
people.
call, bro. We had you up here.
It looks like Adam joined the Discord. So
I saw that. Adam just joined the Discord,
Yes.
so I'm going to go say hi to him in a minute. Wait, I'm just going to go wave, say hi now. Again, Eddie, thanks for being here. I know you wanted to take a
It
week off,
was-
but we don't take
It
weeks
was
off.
my
bud.
vacation day.
No, sir. We don't do that.
I tried.
Yeah. Didn't work.
It was a valiant effort.
Not even next week, bud. Or a week after. Oh, dude, after next week, we're going to have a hell of a show.
Yeah, next week's show should be great.
Next week's show is going to be good.
I
Um,
think I'm gonna challenge all these guys. The bubble. I mean, I say bubble. The guys, at the bottom of the points, either outside looking in or inside looking out. Come on the show next week. Let us know how you approach Texas and stuff like that. So let us know your chaotic oh shits and what do I need to do here's. So
Yeah, I'd love
get
to
you
hear
set up
people's
for the
people's
playoff
strategies.
run.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
And then
So I challenge you guys to come on the show. Make some time. Come on here and chat with us.
for sure, we'll try not to keep it at 2.5 hours. If it goes to 4 hours, it goes to 4 hours. We'll do it anyways.
Bro,
Don't
we ain't
matter
even
to me.
started talking about the upper deckers. What are you talking about? We got part two.
or
Let's
watches.
Take a 5-minute pause here.
All right,
Maybe I'll
guys.
see if I can sneak on here for 15 minutes or something next week.
Yeah, dude, just hop down to the waiting room, and
Will
we'll
do.
drag you up.
Sounds good. Thanks,
Again-
guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's got a good time.
Hell yeah, bud. It was fun.
For sure.
We'll see y'all next week. Don't forget, tune in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. We're working on adding more leagues as well throughout the week. So hopefully we're trying to fill up the schedule for something every day. Also, hey, if anybody's out there watching and they're broadcasters, we are looking to expand our team. So please send us a message through YouTube or email us admin@scsra.net or even Facebook, SCSRA. And we're
Someone
looking
ping me.
Nope. Not this time.
Ooh, I got a guy for you guys. Hold on, let me see if I can put
No.
him for you.
Message,
No.
no.
Good.
Well, all right.
Rejected.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for everyone in the chat. We'll see y'all next week.
Good luck to the playoff drivers.
Oh, yeah. Good luck, everybody.